Good morning and welcome. It's Tuesday. I love Tuesdays. Maybe it's because I'm a Tuesday born, but I love Tuesdays so much. Welcome. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 Television. I am Nana Tufo Boateng. As always, it's an absolute pleasure coming your way with the best breakfast on television. So grab your cups, grab your mags, grab your bowls, grab your plates, and of course, drop whatever it is that you have for breakfast every morning onto it, into it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. We're here from now till 11 a.m. I'll start off, bring you a few reviews from the newspapers. My guest will join me. We'll have conversations on some topical issues. And then Philip and Chris Carter will come into your communities, raise some issues. It could be positive, could be negative, but together we'll find solutions and we'll tell your story and, of course, empower change. So the show is interactive. Join us with your thoughts, your comments, and contributions. Let us know what you think. You can do so via WhatsApp number, which is on your screens. Join us on our socials. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. We're engaging, we're interactive on X and on Instagram. And we have some exclusive video content from Channel 1 TV for you on TikTok as well. Once again, you're welcome. Now, let's remind you that as Ghanaians, we need to show our patriotism by eating what we grow. We consume what we grow locally. All right, so eat what you grow. Eat Ghana, build Ghana. And that's how we help shape the future. So let's eat Ghana, let's build Ghana. And this time we're pushing the consumption of local rice, Ghanaian grown rice. All right, so eat fresh, eat Ghana, build the future. Fresh from our farms to your plates. Fresh from our farms to your plate. Eat Ghana, build Ghana. Fresh from our farms to your plate. Let your meal make a difference. Choose Ghana first. Taste the effort. Taste Ghana. Let your meal make a difference. Choose Ghana first. Taste the effort. Taste Ghana. The Eat Ghana, Build Ghana campaign is brought to you by 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV. And of course, it's in partnership with Agri Impact Limited, the MasterCard Foundation, and the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development. So Eat Ghana, Build Ghana. Together we'll push this country to greater heights. Now we are gearing up for the month of March. And so we dedicate the month of March every year as our Heritage Month. And this year is no exception. We're launching the Heritage Month on the 25th of February right here at Channel 1 TV Gardens from 5:30 p.m. prompt. It is an invite-only event. Unfortunately, we're sorry. We can't host everyone here. We don't have that much space. And so it is an invitation-only event. So please, but you can join us live on television, of course. The Heritage Month launch will be on Wednesday, 25th November 2026. It will be a celebration of culture, tradition, music, art, spoken word. You just name it. And we hope and pray that you're able to join us live on TV. Now, as part of the Heritage Month, a number of activities will be rolled out. Okay, so we'll have on-air series as well as outdoor events. One of such outdoor events is the Heritage Caravan. So this year, from the 1st to the 8th of March, we'll travel 14 out of 16 regions of our beautiful country, Ghana, where we get to enjoy some scenic views. We get to taste the culture, literally, because some of the foods that we'll be trying, absolutely amazing stuff. And of course, the literature around our history, our people, our way of life, our way of eating, our music, our dance, our culture. Absolutely fantastic. We'll be learning about all that during the Heritage Caravan, but it's only possible due to the sponsorship of some amazing organizations. So this morning we want to say thank you to all of these organizations. We want to say thank you to all our sponsors for coming on board to help with our sponsorship, and of course to partner the Heritage Caravan 2026. It's the 10th anniversary edition. Yes, Heritage Caravan has come a long way. It's 10 years today. So let's say thank you to Hollard Insurance. Hollard Insurance has been amazing. They've been partnering the caravan over the years. I want to say thank you to them. Thank you to Omni Basic Bank. Not just another bank, but Omni Basic Bank. We're grateful to Omni Basic Bank for partnering. I want to say thank you to Goyle. Good energy, always fueling the caravan. We appreciate Goyle so much. Minimi Achimo, thank you to Minimi Achimo. We'll be chewing a lot of that on the caravan. Thank you to Minimi Achumo. AdMe Granite Paste is also on board as a sponsor. Grateful to AdMe Granite Paste. So we'll be using some for our peanut butter soup and we'll be spreading some in our bread for breakfast. Gino is kind courtesy GB Foods. Want to say thank you to GB Foods and of course Gino for sponsoring the caravan. Didi Shito Homemade Taste. It's fire. Thank you to Didi Shito, also a product of GB Foods. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for sponsoring the Heritage Caravan. Piva Beverages, of course, refreshing us with their drinks and hydrating us with their water all the way from Accra to the north, down to the western. It's just going to be amazing. So Piva, thank you so much for being part of the caravan. Nana's Rice is also here. Absolutely fantastic people. And the rice is sumptuous. It's amazing. Thank you to Nana's Rice for being part of the caravan. And of course, we want to say thank you to Caveman Watches, our official timekeeper for the year. Thank you so much, Caveman Watches, for joining. There's a wonderful, wonderful experience that we are sharing with the rest of our beautiful country. So thank you to all our sponsors for coming aboard the Heritage Caravan. We are truly, truly, truly grateful to all of you. Now, I need you to jump onto the Google Play Store because while we're on the caravan, we'll be traveling. In some places, you might not be getting the frequency to listen to the radio. In some places, you might not be able to tune into television. But at all times, okay, you have access to the news. And this is made possible because the Channel One News Online app is on the Google Play Store. So go to the Google Play Store and download the Channel One News Online app, and you have access to the news on the go, on the regular. It's readily available. It is factual, it is relevant, and it is accurate. So go download the Channel One News Online app from the Google Play Store. And that's it. All right, now this morning, I have a number of things to talk about, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to speak to the truth that we are all running away from. And this truth is the Ghanaian hypocrisy. The Ghanaian hypocrisy. And this morning, I'm linking it to the Russian guy and his criminal acts. Mind you, I said what? Criminal acts. I have no issues with two adults engaging or deciding to engage in whatever. All right? My challenge is with one criminally recording the other and monetizing it. And here we are, the ostrich, the Ghanaian hypocrite, criticizing our sisters and leaving the true criminal, that foreign guy, he's the true criminal in all this to go about exacting his crime on other people's. Now we sit on social media and wave a moral wand as though we have no skeletons in our closets, and we chastise, we criticize, and we even label the ladies who are actually victims of a criminal endeavor. I am not promoting anything here, but I say to you, before you judge me for this piece or my sisters for falling victim, and I repeat, falling victim, mirror the moment. Just look in the mirror and see if you can judge anybody. The same act that we are condemning is trending all over. It is being shared all over. And people are actively searching for it as though it was an inheritance. What do you see when you look in the mirror? Who do you see when you look in the mirror? Now, riddle me this. If it is shameful, why are we searching for it? If it is immoral, why is it trending? If sharing is illegal, why is it forwarded many times? We condemn loudly and we go and download it quietly. The foreign gentleman has slowly become a background character, and the women, however, have become the headlines and subjects for ridicule. You see, it is easier to condemn individuals than to confront conditions or situations. It is easier to forward a video than to forward an opportunity. We say we are disgusted, and yet it is trending. We say we are protecting culture, yet we amplify what we claim to reject. Now, you can disagree with someone's choices, but you can still respect their right to privacy. Consent to intimacy is not consent to distribution. So this morning I'm telling you that you are as guilty as the victims of that foreign nymph and whatever it is you accuse them of. We live in a society where curiosity outruns compassion. So what kind of morality do we defend when we spread what we claim to condemn. See, we do not only share videos, so we also pass judgment. And think about how it will impact you if tables should turn and you were the victim. Think about the trauma. Think about how you will live post this episode. We need to be more conscious and have a little bit more conscience, and we need to sympathize more with our own people. Peace. Shalom. Let's get into the newspapers for today. I'm going to start off with the Daily Graphic. The front page says, government begins state lands reforms. Prospective owners to make 70% upfront payment of market value. Prospective owners to make 70% upfront payment of market value. Government begins state lands reforms. AU endorses President Mahama's resolution for reparative justice. AU endorses President Mahama's resolution for reparative justice. We can't wait forever for AFCFTA. This after thing. AGI demands alternative regional trade access. I agree entirely, because we'll sit here and wait. We'll all grey, we'll all die, our grandchildren will come and there will be no after. We can't wait forever for AFCFTA. AGI demands alternative regional trade access. Attack on Ghanaian tomato traders in Burkina Faso. JNIM militants behind deadly assault. That's according to the Ghana Embassy. State must heighten security alertness. And that's according to Adam Bona. Now, when you go to the back page, Awudome and Osu cemeteries not full. This is according to managers of these cemeteries. Awudome and Osu cemeteries not full. That's what the managers of these cemeteries are saying. We know in recent times there's been concern about some exhumation, illegal exhumation of graves, bodies from graves for other people to bury their dead there. Well, the managers of these two cemeteries are telling us that they are not full, and it's captured on the back page of the Daily Graphic. So go grab a copy, you get the details thereof. Now let me take you to Daily Guide. Daily Guide newspaper. Burkina Faso terrorist attack, 7 Ghanaians killed, 4 injured. Burkina Faso terrorist attack, 7 Ghanaians killed, 4 injured. DNA test underway to identify burnt bodies. It's quite sad. Ken won't break away from NPP. That's according to a spokesperson for the Ken Japan team. Ken won't break away from NPP, according to his spokesperson. Court orders man to pay 200,000 Ghana cedis for breach of marital promises. Aha. So those of you who go about promising marriage, you have to be careful. A breach of marital promise can land you in serious trouble. Court orders man to pay 200,000 cedis for breach of marital promise. Gold Board suspends selected gold buying license applications. Gold Board suspends selected gold buying license applications. MOFA, that's the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, and Fore Link sign digital agric MOU. MOFA and Fore Link sign digital agric MOU. So that's the Daily Guide for today. Next, we have the Ghanaian Times newspaper. No bed syndrome. Sue health facilities. Where you are? I said this yesterday. That families who lose loved ones due to the neglect, or if you like, due to the persistent no bed syndrome in our health facilities should sue. And this time, the chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health, Dr. Nawani, is also saying the same. So no bed syndrome, sue health facilities. I agree 100%. Dr. Nawani urges victims' families. No bed syndrome, sue health facilities. Dr. Nawani urges victims' families. 100%. Sue them. And let's see if we won't have solutions in this country. Until there are consequences for people's actions and inactions, nothing happens. And then the certainty of punishment as a deterrent goes away. So sue them and let's see. Let's test the law in this matter. And then we'll both see what will happen in this country. All right. Lands Ministry cancels uncompleted public land transactions. Lands Ministry cancels uncompleted public land transactions. Death toll in Okanta fuel tanker explosion rises to 5. I think it's gone up. The death toll has risen more than 5 now. I think it's about 7 or so, but okay. Sekondi Takoradi to enjoy improved water supply by May 2026. That's according to the Minister for Works and Housing and Water Resources. Okay. Nana Boahen Koko. Oh, Nana Boahen Koko royal family denies resolution of chieftaincy dispute. Nana Boahen Koko royal family denies resolution of chieftaincy dispute. And then on the back page, Greater Accra MMDAs receive relief items. Greater Accra MMDAs receive relief items. Philanthropist provides Ablekuma community with new healthcare facility and a borehole. All right, so that's the Ghanaian Times newspaper for today. Let's go to the Chronicle. What's the Chronicle saying? Sweeping public lands reforms. Amabua annuls all uncompleted transactions between 2017 and 2024. Sweeping public lands reforms. Amabua, that's the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, annuls all uncompleted transactions between 2017 and 2024. Sekondi Takoradi water crisis to end soon. That's according to the Minister, Kenneth Gilbert J. Ghana signs MOU with Foreign Link Ghana to deploy a Kwiafoɔ Anidasoɔ platform. Ghana signs MOU with Foreign Link Ghana to deploy a Kwiafoɔ Anidasoɔ platform. Sky Dream Skills Academy holds 3rd graduation ceremony. That's on the front page of the Chronicle. The scripture for today is 1 Chronicles. So the scripture on the front page of the Chronicle newspaper is taken from the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 28, the verse number 20, and it says, Then David said to Solomon, his son, Be strong and courageous and do it. Do not be afraid. Okay, so this one looks like they're encouraging the lands minister. Then David said to Solomon, his son, Be strong and courageous and do it. Do not be afraid. All right, so that's the front page of the Chronicle newspaper. You have a few stories on the back page. Mofa Premix Secretariat roll out reforms to protect community funds after audit findings. MOFA and Premix Secretariat roll out reforms to protect community funds after audit findings. And then you have the Kwiafoɔ Anidasoɔ platform story also on the back page of the Chronicle newspaper. Let me bring you the New Republic. The New Republic says Bawumia fails unity test. Bawumia fails unity test. Thanksgiving blunder, empty seats, and messing dawns, open wounds. Hey, Charlie, the agenda is no easy. Bawumia fails unity test, Thanksgiving blunder, empty seats, and messing dawns, open wounds. Okay. Mahama blouse, now a trade weapon. Okay, this has to do with the Fugu, I'm sure. Oral strikes 8,160 land deals as Mahama draws red line on public lands. Russian image sharing scandal. Gender minister eyes extradition. Oh, please. And even the picture here, the picture they're using, this is the former gender minister. The New Republic, please check. This is not a picture of the current gender minister. The current gender minister is Agnes Namumulati. This is the former minister. Okay. Anyways, this extradition there, I don't know under what law, because the Cyber Crime Act is not law yet. Russia hasn't signed to any treaty that allows you to extradite anyone. So I don't know. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Kenneth Japan awaits presidency at age 120. Oh! Charlie. Kenneth Japan awaits presidency at age 120. Hey. From farm to oil rig, Maud Lindsay Gamrat's local content revolution. So All these stories and more captured in the New Republic. Let's do some business stories from the front page of the Business and Financial Times, BNFT. Government to cancel uncompleted public land dues after 8,160 lease review. Government to cancel uncompleted public land deals after 8,160 lease review. Ring-fence debt relief savings for water protection, anti-illegal mining push. Okay. Family businesses well placed for regional leadership. That's the IFC speaking. New control tower, terminal link, national carrier, anchor aviation hub agenda. Okay, and a few features in the paper as well. That's the BNFT for today. Now let me take you online and bring you some stories from channel1newsonline.com. Afenyo Markin slams 24-hour economy as mere campaign slogan. Afenyo Markin slams 24-hour economy as mere campaign slogan. Cocoa Board cuts salaries to managers, or Cocoa Board cuts salaries to manage cocoa sector challenges. So we know that the board and management of Cocoa Board has announced if you like, a drop in their salaries, and this is to help manage the cocoa sector challenges. Okay. When my business ran down, Kene Japan gave me $5 million. That's according to Afenyo Markin. When my business ran down, Kene Japan gave me $5 million. Yeah. Do you know $5 million? Have you seen $5 million before? It's dollars, $5 million, $5 million bucks, you know what I'm saying? When my business ran down, Kene Japan gave me $5 million. Who say man no day? Anyways, let's move on. Ghana, Lebanon deepen security cooperation after high-level meeting. Ghana, Lebanon deepen security cooperation after high-level meeting. Again, Afenyo Markin is here. Extremists in NDC government undermining Mahama's legacy. Extremists in NDC government undermining Mahama's legacy. Afenyo Markin hails Bawumia's push for NPP unity. Afenyo Markin hails Bawumia's push for NPP unity. Minority whips have become my anchor men. That's Afenyo Markin speaking there. Minority whips have become my anchor men. No return to work letter served on us. That's the Senior Staff Association of Universities of Ghana. No return to work letter served on us. Now let's hear from Afenyo Markin again. And he says, personal ties won't stop me from holding government accountable. Personal ties won't stop me from holding government accountable. So you notice a number of stories from Afenyo Markin because he sat with Bernard Avle on the Point of View right here on Channel 1 TV last night. A number of interesting things were said, and so you see stories, a number of stories from that interview. All right, moving on. Festus Abuaje, he's a security analyst, and he says terrorist attack, not a direct strike on Ghana. Terrorist attack, not a direct strike on Ghana. Hefra probes Rage Kolebu over alleged denial of emergency care to accident victim. That's the Health Facilities Regulatory Authority, HEFRA, probes Rage and Kolebu over alleged denial of emergency care to accident victim. Burkina Faso attack, Ghana working with neighbors to tackle violent extremism. That's the Interior Minister speaking. And then you have strengthened Ghana's counter-terrorism framework. Bawumia tells government. All right, let's quickly go to citynewsroom.com. Citynewsroom.com. Cocoa Board slashes salaries, tightens spending amid revenue strain. Cocoa Board slashes salaries, tightens spending amid revenue strain. NDC has made no real impact in 1 year. That's Afenyo Markin, the minority leader, speaking there. GB Foods secures 6,000 acres in Afram Plains for tomato farming. Wow, that's great. Falling global prices leave Ivorian cocoa unsold and farmers unpaid. Okay. Afenyo Markin reveals $5 million support and how Kene Japan won in a futu. Okay. I won't be obstructive, but I'll hold government to account. That's Afenyo Markin speaking there. And I just mentioned to you that he was on the Point of View with Bernard Avle last night. Patrick Boama says bid to extradite Russian over leaked intimate videos will fail. Oh, you are. So that's it. But we'll see how the government intends to go about this. Burkina Faso attack. Traders were in wrong place at wrong time. That's according to Festus Abuajik, Colonel retired. Stop sharing burnt images of Burkina Faso terror attack victims. That's Interior Minister Muntaka Mubarak. And Democracy Hubs files suit to halt Ayawasu East by-election. So you can get details of these stories and more on citynewsroom.com as well as channel1newsonline.com. I am Nanatu Boati, and this is Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 Television. Stay with us. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll bring you the news review segment.
Go Ghana. This March, we don't just remember where we're from, we celebrate who we are. Our stories, our culture, our rhythm, our pride. And it all begins with an evening designed to set the tone for an unforgettable Heritage Month. Join us as we officially launch the Heritage Month 2026 in grand style, color, and culture. Date is Wednesday, 25th February 2026. The venue is the Channel 1 TV Gardens. The time is 5:30 p.m. prompt. It will be an evening of culture, conversation, music, fashion, and storytelling as we unveil the exciting lineup of events and programs specially curated for you this March. From powerful cultural experiences to engaging community moments to celebrations that connect generations. The Heritage Month 2026 promises something for everyone. This is more than a lunch. It's a gathering of cultural lovers, a meeting of tradition and modern expression, a night that sets the heartbeat for the month ahead. The Heritage Month Launch 2026. We will see you there. This event is strictly by invitation.
All I wanted is to be part of a real family. I thought you were kind.
Akwele, I offered you money, got you a hotel for a few nights. That was the best I could do.
I wanted little dignity and shelter. I promised I wouldn't speak of that night. I promised I would help around the house. You know, cook, wash, keep quiet, and I met it.
You make it sound so simple.
It was simple until you made it complicated.
Akwele pregnant. For you? Ififi. I didn't say she was pregnant for me. All I said was she was pregnant. She said you know who the father of that child is. And we both know what that means.
Any problem?
No, Your Highness.
Good. Then continue your royal duty with gratitude.
Permission to resign.
Denied.
The Blank Saints, coming soon on Channel 1 TV.
The vibe is too much.
In a nation full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umaru Sanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
Yes, I am Umaru Sanda Amadou. This is Face to Face, and you're welcome.
I say very often on the floor of Parliament that when we were in government, we got some things right, we got some things wrong.
Are you still planning to go to Parliament, or you want to look at National Party office position?
No, I'll be going back to Parliament. There's an unfinished business which I need to do.
Sports has three legs: development, management, and promotion.
Disintegration is extreme. We do not wish that even on your worst enemy.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV.
This week on Lifeline, we confront that silent season called feeling stuck, where progress feels slow direction is blurry, and motivation feels far off. Join Bishop Fred Kwanchi Mensah as he talks you through the season with his guests and shares steps to helping you overcome it.
Hello, my dear friend. I welcome you especially to Lifeline. I am Fred Kwanchi Mensah, your host. Let's look at the concept of feeling stuck. What is it? Is it a myth? Is it a perception? Is it a reality? Talk to us.
Very interesting topic, because when we talk of feeling stuck, usually it's a state that people get into. It could be psychological, emotional, spiritual, and it could actually be physical. Physical, you want to go to the airport, you are catching a flight at 7, and you are caught in the Legon-Oponglo traffic for an hour. You are stuck, you are stagnated, you can't progress.
Lifeline airs on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Hello there. Thank you so much for choosing us. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 Television. It's time for the news review segment where we bring you the right guest. We ask them relevant questions on some of the topics that dominate the media space. They bring varying perspectives to the issues, and we invite you to join us with your thoughts, your comments and contributions. Let us know what you think. You can do so by sharing your thoughts via our WhatsApp number. You can join us on our socials where we're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. We're very engaging, very interactive on X, formerly known as Twitter, as well as Instagram, IG. And you can enjoy some exclusive video content from Channel 1 TV on TikTok as well. This morning, the gentlemen are here. They are seated. They are ready. And so we're going straight into it. Richard Gyamfi is a member of the NPP's National Communications team. Rich, good morning. Good to have you.
Good morning, Nana.
It's good to see you again.
Obviously.
Seated next to him is the managing editor of the Herald newspaper, Larry Dogbe. So, Larry, good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good to see you. And Lamtega Panga is the acting deputy commissioner of the Gaming Commission. Council, good morning. It's good to see you as well.
My brother.
Welcome, welcome, gentlemen.
Very Gyamfi is opening into his exercise book. I'm wondering what he's going to have. I'm lesson 101.
I wanted to say,
when the elephant arrives with the
he came with an apple.
He's got a point. No, but if he has a point, then that's a dent on me. Then that means I've leaked information.
In fact, if you take this book away from me, I'm done.
Okay, so we'll take it for
I
you.
have every apple that might come.
All right, let's get into our conversations this morning.
Yeah.
I was going to start from somewhere, but I don't like Larry's reaction when I mentioned it to him. So let's start from the health sector. And this issue of no bed syndrome. It has reared its ugly head again. Yeah. And I don't know why we're doing this to ourselves as a people. That an emergency case is rejected by 3 hospitals, and subsequently the gentleman loses his life. The health minister has mentioned a committee to investigate this, but I remember some 3 or 4 years back, a similar situation happened. The same thing we were told, and we are still witnessing the same problem today. The Health Facilities Regulatory Authorities also says that it is going to probe this matter, but most often than not, you find these investigations happen. An announcement will be made on the report, and you see 0 to no implementation of the recommendations in there. Rich, I don't know. We have come a long way as a people. Kolebu, no, even Konfanoche is around 70 years or so. So it means we've come a long way, and our health system should be better. Where do you stand on this?
Well, I want to say good morning to you and my colleagues here, Councillor Lamteg, with a huge portfolio, and another big man next to my right, Larry, and also to our viewers, and especially...
You see how this guy sets everybody up. Big man.
He's heading somewhere.
Yeah, he's heading somewhere.
What's the next one?
And especially to the incoming president of the Republic of Ghana.
I told you where he's heading to.
You anticipated
the
it, of
former
course.
vice president of the Republic of Ghana, who just this past weekend, after all the toils, after all the hard work, the party, in collaboration with the leadership, decided to give praise to the man up there through Muslim Thanksgiving and also Christian Thanksgiving, which was done on Sunday at the UPSA. So, very good morning to you, Your Excellency.
Maybe if we have time, we'll go into it.
Yes.
There's an interesting headline on the New Republic front page.
Yes.
Bawumia fails unity test. Thanksgiving blunder. Empty seats and missing dawns. Open wounds.
Well, I'm not.
JP has attracted.
I am not.
He has attracted.
I am not surprised by that particular paper, which is expected. But
that's a very good paper.
I must say that another good.
You know,
morning.
we worked on the Enquire together.
Right.
So I mean, David is a solid guy. Give it to you,
Larry.
Yeah.
I am saying good morning to the incoming First Lady of the Republic of Ghana.
You said that already.
To the incoming First Lady.
Hajia
Okay.
Samira.
It's a household affair.
And I'm surprised that I was just introduced as Richard Jeffy, because just a week ago I sat here and prophesied. All of you jumped on me, and today we are all living witnesses of my prophecy that I was hearing from the grapevine that there was going to be an almighty reduction in cocoa prices. So I'm surprised that I had high expectations that the day will meet me and give me flowers. But
the prophecy you didn't hear from God. It was from your grapevine, not from God.
Well, who created the grapevine? Anyway, back to business.
Sure.
I have an extensive background in health.
Okay.
I am a nurse by profession in the UK. I am proud and privileged to have risen to the managerial level at the surgical emergency unit at the Oxford University Hospital. For those who are familiar in the UK, it's popularly known as the John Radcliffe Hospital. I've worked contract-wise at the emergency unit, so I do have a bit of understanding when it comes to emergency healthcare delivery. Just opposed to Ghana, I think provisions of high-quality medical care in fact, is one of the main responsibilities of every government or any government. And all manner of people, regardless of your socioeconomic background, your ethnicity, tribal, age, gender in particular, should have equitable access to healthcare. And I think that in Ghana in particular, I tend to hear more of no bed syndrome, no bed syndrome, no bed syndrome between 2017-18, where it propped up again. And it is so disheartening and disappointing that after all these years, after all the resources that government after government continue to put in healthcare, we are still hearing the ugly term no bed syndrome. I know a bit, it might be an old data because it was around 2021 where the World Bank did some research with regard to no bed syndrome and even compared developed countries to that of our developing countries. What they came up with was that even Japan, so they compare beds to 1,000 people in every country. And the most advanced countries like Japan and South Korea, we had 13 beds to 1,000 citizenry. Unfortunately for us in our part, the latest one that I checked from, I think, Ghana Health Service, was that in Ghana here, the World Health Organization is, I think, 7 beds to 1,000 people. So you could see that the developed nations are really above that threshold. But for Ghana, unfortunately, since 2022, 2023, up to now, we are still below 1 person per 1,000. So 1 bed per 1,000. And it is even more incriminating or serious indictment on our authorities that in Ghana here, if you go to Upper West region in Oti region, we have like 0.14 and 0.07 beds to 1,000 people. So it brings a lot of worrying if you are a citizen and you are paying taxes and you are expected to have full access to emergency care, most importantly. I watched your video and I was so touched yesterday about how passionate you were talking about this particular gentleman's unfortunate traumatic incident. And I am in 100% support with you that we should have a centralized call center.
Exactly. Yeah.
Digitalized, because that is what I'm used to. We have people, although they have healthcare background, they are specially trained to see live movement. So their duty from break till dawn is just to monitor patients' discharges and patients' admissions. But this can only be realized when we have made a deliberate action to digitalize our infrastructure. Because without that, it is impossible for you to physically know how many beds are available in hospitals within the locality. So we have a specified room where technically or via digitalization, you could see that this particular hospital with 4 wards, we have 6 available beds. That particular ward.
Exactly.
So I agree with that we should have a designated call center with technical people who understand the processes from admission to discharge. Sometimes we have to forcefully catalyze discharge. You have some patients who feel like they are really safe at the hospital. Sometimes, because of socio-economic background, when they are in the hospital, they are fed with breakfast, lunch, and supper. When they go home, those privileges are not there. So they are not inclined to be discharged. So healthcare, that is what we call a patient holistic approach to healthcare. So you consider all these things before you discharge people. So I agree with you, Nana Tufo, that your submission was fantastic.
Thank you.
One other thing I will add is that government should enforce through stakeholder meetings to ensure that there is this policy called no refusal policy, especially when it comes to emergency situations. Under no circumstances whatsoever must a patient be turned away. In that particular, for example, what happened to this young man, no traumatic incident should be turned away whatsoever with the sole excuse of not having a bed.
What's the standard protocol?
So the standard protocol is to make sure you stabilize the person before referral. So when I moved to Ghana in 2022, I was quite surprised.
Oh, you came back only in 2022?
Yes, when I returned to Ghana fully to come. Yes. Larry, this mischievous stuff, this is a serious matter. I think that under no circumstances must we refuse to, as healthcare practitioners, to refuse patients the care that they need on the flimsy excuse that we have no bed. And you rightly say, what is the standard protocol protocol practice? The practice is stabilize the patient.
Exactly.
Trust me, I've lived in the UK for over 15 years. I have worked in the health sector for over 8 years. And under no circumstances where we've had enough beds without patients. No bed syndrome is here and is here with us for a long time. What you need to do is how you are going to mitigate that circumstances. We create corridors. We create. We use ambulances as atriums to stabilize traumatic emergency patients, and then you, as the health practitioner, will then find ways to refer the person. Because if a patient dies, that is not the end of it. And I think one of the cultural practices in Ghana that we must frown upon is that when person dies, we say, oh, God has called him. No, we shouldn't take that as an answer.
And that's why for me, I'm calling that the families should sue.
Of course, and I agree with you. I agree with you.
He's a wicked God.
Yes, that God will call such a young man, 29-year-old, hit by a car,
He's a
and
wicked
this
God.
person could be sustained, and you say, we have no bed, so this gentleman died. And you are saying that his time was due, and so God called him. My argument is that, number one, I agree with you that the hospital should be sealed, and there should be serious reforms to ensure that this policy, and I think this should be a non-partisan approach, because it deals with the life of Ghanaians, and you cannot put any value whatsoever on life. And therefore, I think that I am in support, if all will join hands, for government to initiate this policy, no refusal policy, so that the healthcare practitioners will see that it is important, imperative. In fact, when you are going through your courses, the first thing that they indoctrinate in you is empathy, patient-centered care. You see, so we have nurses who sees patients as trouble, as workload. We see patient and we see human being. We are paying you with tax money, taxpayers' money. Your number one job is to make sure that the patient's walking ill but goes back happy. If you are able to follow that, that is what makes you a healthcare practitioner.
True.
So to end my submission, I call on all stakeholders involved to enforce this campaign that I'm raising on your privileged platform, that government should see to it that the policy of no refusal is realized henceforth.
Very well, thank you. Larry, quick thoughts on this no bed syndrome. I don't understand it. I won't accept it. I don't think it should be a thing that we're experiencing after how many years of healthcare practice, healthcare delivery in this country. And the funny thing is that most of these are major facilities are in close proximity. They are not far from each other.
Yeah.
So how come we're unable to communicate to find solutions to some of these things?
Yeah, it's sad.
Indeed.
It is.
Indeed.
It's sad that God is being, branded as a very wicked man.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody's stupidity will just have to lead to your death.
Yeah.
And then you have a certain pastor or somebody walk in and say, oh, he was dead. Your time was up.
When
you were destined to die the way.
Who gave you that person's clock?
Well,
to decide what time the person
they had a call. Okay, and that you were destined to die the way you died. And so we should bury you. I mean, they will say all that. They'll find some scriptures in the Bible, both Old and then the New Testament, to support the claim that, you were to die. They won't admit that it was because of somebody's stupidity.
Exactly.
Okay? There was a time in the lives of the Greek where, let's say emperor upon emperor, kept putting up, structures. Okay? But the people weren't happy. You get it?
Yeah.
So, you are just building, So then they consulted, an oracle, and they said, listen, I mean, your focus is too much on structures and not the people.
The people.
Before we have, what you call it, every budget or every government comes to tell you that, oh, we're going to build so and so. The last we heard was agenda what?
111.
111. Structure. No substance. There was this whole debate about we built, what you call it, we built UGMC, and that, you know, the management of it became an issue.
Yeah.
You recall that?
Yeah.
Oh, we built Dodowa, we built this, we built that, we built that. Structure.
No substance.
No substance. So for common sense, reading from the story, where they took the guy, first they went to the Reach Hospital. They said, oh, there was no bed. Then they went where? They went to some other hospital.
Like 7 hospitals.
Yes. Then also no hospital. But then finally they ended up in Kolebu. And for common sense should have told these people or these health workers that you know something, at least stabilize the person. Provide, even if you don't have a bed, at least you can even treat the person in the ambulance.
Yes. In the corridor.
In the corridor, exactly.
We do that everywhere, every civilized country.
Even in Ghana, we do it.
Yes.
This is just strange for me. I can't
I think that they should see all the 7 hospitals.
But then what
All the
It makes
7
no
hospitals.
sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
Okay. So then
It's pure negligence.
to a point where they were rather directing the person to see where the incident happened at Kwame Nkrumah Circle.
Yeah.
And then they went to Reach after that, then they ended up in Kolebu. And Kolebu, according to the story, Daily Graphic, the health workers there were busy telling, you know, this ambulance service people that, listen, take the guy to UGMC. So see the distance between UGMC, Kolebu and UGMC. All that while, the guy was in the ambulance.
You were told he was in ambulance for over 3 hours.
Yes.
Over 3 hours.
So that's the problem.
The same workers who end up demanding what?
Pay rise.
Pay rise. Allowances, this,
Improved conditions of
so,
service.
you know, strike
I
and all
didn't
that.
even know he was in an ambulance.
He was in an ambulance.
Because systematically, the ambulance should know where they are going.
Exactly.
The ambulance shouldn't be 10
Driving
away.
around
Yeah.
and
No,
around,
no, yeah.
touring
So,
Accra looking
yeah,
for
because
places.
there's one particular person, a paramedic in that ambulance, whose job is to reach out to the hospital and for the hospital to even say, yes, bring
Bring
that.
the person.
So when you go, you know a named person that is going to take care
So
of this.
this whole thing about no bed, it's not as though there's no bed.
It's a system
It's
failure.
Yes.
So it's they tell you that a bed is supposed to come with what you call it, oxygen,
No,
so
no,
and
no,
so
no,
that
no.
and that
That's
and
not
that
what
and
it
that.
means, no.
And so it's not like there's no bed. There could be a bed, but then if you don't have any other facilities around
sustain
there,
the patient.
it becomes, you know, no bed. However, do you know that had it been a medical doctor or a nurse who was involved in this, they would have gotten a bed for the
Or a
person.
politician.
Or a politician, thank you.
They would have. They would have. But I just want to point this out that about a year ago in Kumasi,
Yeah.
a doctor or a health practitioner died because of the absence of a catheterization lab.
Yeah, no, but in that case, they said that was a device that they needed for him. So at least they were treating him.
But you know, let's make a distinction. Sometimes some health workers go through same challenges.
Same challenges.
Because
Sometimes.
when you appear there, they can't tell whether you are a nurse or not. You can be a nurse at Kaneshi Polyclinic, and you are at Kolebu in an emergency situation. The same attitude. The whole issue is about institutional failure.
But I'm saying, we hardly hear of medical doctors or nurses who had gone through a similar thing. Do you get
Well,
it?
yeah, that's quite true.
Yeah, we hardly hear of them. But the ordinary man, even that, so when they mention you, that, it's 2-4, you've made some name out there.
Really?
So, oh, yeah, you have no idea.
Perhaps for you, Dogbe, because you carry the same name of Dogbe.
Dogbe.
You'll be fine. As for Gemfi, well, I have 7 Gemfi. So
But you have to be wearing gold chains
To be identified.
to be identified. So, then you have to go through this stress. They didn't even advise that they took him to 37 military hospital.
Yeah.
But they said that, take him to UGMC. So and then they would have gotten to UGMC, and UGMC people would have said, listen, still there's no bed. So what are we building the structures for? When we haven't worked on the people's minds. Do you understand? To accept that, I mean, even goats are important in the ecosystem.
True.
How much more human beings? But it goes even further to for that we are talking about hit and run.
Yeah.
Situation.
So as it stands, we're discussing the no bed, and nobody's looking at the criminal aspect of the whole thing.
So I mean, anybody can hit you and just go away like that. 10 p.m. or 10:30 p.m. and there are no lights there to see who actually, hits this guy.
Yeah. No cameras to record.
No cameras to record.
We claim to have installed some cameras.
Some cameras at huge sums of money, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. And we are concerned about business as usual. We are moving on.
We'll discuss this one day, 2 days, and then we'll move
on. The procurement,
the corruption. Because one day it might happen to any of us. And it wouldn't be pleasant.
That has been the trend.
Yeah.
The last time we discussed those things.
Yes, and coming Nkrumah Circle of all places.
Yeah.
That's the heart of Accra. Yeah. Cameras all over. So even if the one provided by the state is not working, how about the individual ones in that area?
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm sure when they sit back and go, they will find some traces. There'll be something.
Yes, but then,
the banks and the other institutions around that area have CCTV cameras all over the place. They will definitely find. Maybe now the focus has been on the injured.
Yeah, no, they're dead. Not the injured.
Now, yes, the disease.
They're dead. I mean, why are we doing this? Go and take this year's budget, and you find out that there are hospitals, health centers, cheap compound, clinics, polyclinics, so and so that and that that has been thrown out there, and they will put up all this. The contractors will chop their money. The the consultants will chop their money. The politicians will cream. Everybody will chop. And then at the end of the day, they will come and tell you that, listen, there are no beds for hit and run. For somebody who had suffered asthma. For somebody whose sugar is gone up. Or somebody who has just suffered a cardiac arrest. So what are we building these things for? What are we building these things for? If they are of no service or of no use, why won't we stop building and just be praying to God so that he will not be wicked towards us? You follow my drift?
Yeah.
And I'm reading the health minister saying that he is going to chair this particular committee, and then
I think you should wait for HEFRA to do the investigation.
HEFRA also says he's going to probe. Yes, it's also going to.
It's part of their mandate.
Probe.
Yeah.
We're actually even looking to speak to the Medical and Dental Council as well.
They also say that there's. Do you understand? The same thing. How many investigations have been done
into these things?
How many of such
multiple outcomes?
Yes. Yeah. How many of these things haven't been to court? How many times haven't husbands complained that they took their wives to hospital to deliver a baby? They lost both the baby and then the wives. This is Ghana. That says, oh, we are God-loving, so caring. We are
the Israel of Africa.
Oh, that's what it is?
You don't know?
No, I haven't heard. The Israel of Africa.
God's chosen people.
Charlie.
It's sad. But Councillor, let me come to you for some education on this. What respites are there for the family? Because it's unfortunate for any family to lose a relative.
They went to the police hospital as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what interesting thing? Before I saw on Kwadwo Sheldon's YouTube this morning that the police report claims that the guy is over 40 years for some weird reason. But the guy's actual age is 29. So even the police got the whole report wrong.
That is immaterial.
It's
immaterial. It's immaterial.
It is important because depending on the kind of medication, if the person was still alive. So it is for.
See, let's just imagine you are unable to even establish the guy's age. He has appeared before you. Clinically, the man is injured.
Exactly.
Attend to the injury.
Yes. As for that one, I agree.
Immediate
but I'm
care,
telling you of the
emergency
systematic failures from the time of accident to even post unaliving the guy.
So, Nana, I think that legally there will be some challenges trying to hold some of these facilities liable. The challenge is that this is not a case of medical negligence where you say the doctors fail to act in a particular manner. If it is truly established that the facility was full, beyond capacity, and they are unable to do anything, it will be difficult for you to hold the facility strictly liable for any negligence or act that will that caused the death of the gentleman. It's very unfortunate, and my heart goes out to the family of the gentleman. I mean, it's very unfortunate that we should lose such a young person in this circumstance. What we need, over time, we have called for increase in facilities, increase in health infrastructure, which we have seen some increase. I mean, the last 10 to 15 years, we've seen a lot of new facilities being put up. We've seen what has happened to former Rich Hospital, which is now the Accra Regional Hospital. I mean, from a bed capacity of 200 to 420, thanks to the John Mahama administration for what they have done. Of course, and thanks to what he did at University of Ghana Medical School, which took the NPP several months and years, including demonstration. You did that. With the demonstrations and interventions before it was made operational. And of course, we've seen the increase. But we are saying that, just as my brother Larry said, it's not enough to just have infrastructure. Now let's move on to have systems that allow us to be able to independently check and see which facility has available beds, which facility is available to grant a particular health service where the need arises. Because we don't want a situation where a health worker can simply say, oh, our place is full. By the time you investigate and find out, it will be surprising to know that there are actually spaces in the place. And we've seen situations where people are treated even on the corridors of the hospitals.
Council, not to cut you, you know one big problem I have? There are people who have been treated and not discharged because they are unable to pay. So all these people are occupying beds, but emergency cases are being rejected.
That's unfortunate. That's another unfortunate situation.
Indeed.
That's another very, very unfortunate situation. And what we expect to see that even if you discharge, the person must move from the ward at least, so that the beds will be made available for the next person to use them.
The system failure is just too
It's just too much. And you see, we talk about these things, we have committees set up, but sometimes the implementation and enforcement of some of the recommendations become a challenge. This is a clear situation where we all would reach out to the health minister and the persons who are managing our health sector to consider a system, an independent system that allows us to know where what beds are available, which hospital has facilities available at what point in time, what particular specialist services can be granted or offered in particular hospitals. See, we have hospitals and facilities all across Accra. I mean, from Lekma, come to Rich Hospital, come to University of Ghana Medical School, come to Police Hospital, go to Kolebu, and then we have polyclinics dotted all around. But quickly, let me just point out, one great disservice that the NPP administration also did to us is the La General Hospital. La General Hospital in its bar state was a functional hospital. Pulled it down.
But was it not posing a threat?
What threat?
The fiscal structure itself.
My own child goes to that hospital. So I've been to that place several times.
It wasn't a death trap.
It wasn't a death trap in any case. Let me tell you.
Because that was the argument.
Why?
No, it wasn't.
It was operational. It was an operational hospital. This is the same hospital that.
No. This is dishonesty.
It wasn't a death trap.
And then Mazi take.
Let me finish.
And we pulled it down
I thought we were
for
going to
close to
discuss
2 years,
this
3 years. Nothing
dispassionately,
happened. I
but
mean,
you are
we have
being
situations where we announced to the whole country that we are going to construct 111 hospitals across the country, and gave even a timeline to do it. And yes, we failed to do so. I mean, sometimes if it is established that it's lack of infrastructure, which is the cause of some of these things, then we are doing a disservice to ourselves because we earmark some of this project and we expect that it should happen. Now, let's move on. We have some infrastructure. Let's see how we can integrate this infrastructure into a system that would allow us to be able to tell that, oh, Korle Bu has 2 available beds in the VIP. They have 2 available beds at the this emergency unit at that point. 37 has this, 37 has that. So that we can speak among ourselves. We can check from a system without necessarily having to rely on a nurse or a security officer or somebody at the hospital to tell you that, no, the place is full, we don't have beds. Even in the circumstance where we have some situation like what we experienced with this young man, I would expect that at least they would have found a way to stabilize the young man.
Before we got here, we used to say that, oh, why were people being carried in taxis and chololes and all those things?
Exactly.
So then we came out with the ambulance system.
Exactly.
Now the ambulance picks the person, takes the person to the hospital, and then they tell you that, there are no beds.
There are no beds. And even the ambulance, see how we came by this ambulance service, thanks to President Kufuor.
Yeah.
When we had the May 9th problem at the stadium, and we realized that truly we have lack of ambulance system. So that initiated the process for the setting up of the National Ambulance Service. And we have seen an improvement over time, of course. And I'll give credit to Leonardo for also increasing the fleet over the time. This one, you applaud me.
You see, you dug a hole and you are struggling to come out because one of the secondary.
So what I want to drive at here is that we need to bring in systems.
Yeah, true.
We have done well with some level of infrastructure. Now let's bring in systems that would help to improve health delivery. See, the challenge with health delivery, most people don't understand, is that it can be any of us at any day, any time.
Of course.
I mean, see what happened to our own senior man, PV Obin. It was an ordinary person at the filling station who assisted him and took him to the hospital.
To Lekma.
To Lekma. So imagine Lekma had turned him out, that they are turned him down, that they are unable to provide service because they don't have enough beds. Imagine what could have happened. Any of us could find ourselves in that situation. So I think that over the time, we have to also, whilst we build the structures, let's build systems. And let's also train our health workers to show empathy, to at least extend. See, the person you are turning away could be your father, your mother, your sister, or your colleague, or even yourself. At least this is your fellow Ghanaian, this is a human being. Show some concern. Provide first aid, stabilize the person, and then start looking around for possible places that the person can be. I mean, we have seen situations where people are treated in wheelchairs, people are treated in even sitting on ordinary beds, or even on benches. The most important thing is to provide the first basic care,
which is very
stabilize that person, and then you proceed to find permanent solutions to the person's injury.
This one they waited. Then when the guy died, then a certain Dr. Nkrumah came from the hospital and said, I will take him to the mortuary.
Can you imagine?
For there's bed.
Yeah,
the mortuary there's space.
When you die, they don't need bed.
That's very unfortunate.
Can you imagine?
It's just sad.
Yeah.
But the last part I want to draw attention to is the issue of HEFRA and other institutions wanting to investigate. I think this is the time for HEFRA to act. And I can count on the team at HEFRA to do a good job. I mean, they are responsible for regulating the health sector, health facilities. And I think the minister who supervises all this should perhaps allow them, and so that he'll be at the point of receiving the report. When he is deeply involved, sometimes the implementation and review becomes a challenge. But allow HEFRA to do a thorough work and then make recommendations. And we pray that these recommendations will not just be on the shelf and we talk as usual, and after the funeral and everything, we all forget about it until the next one happens again. Let's see some effort. We are lucky to have technology at our disposal now than we had 20 years ago. Young men are developing apps, are developing technology, and I won't be surprised that somebody will be willing to offer this even as free service to the Ghana government to help us develop a system that would integrate all the hospitals together and allow us to be able to. I mean, now you go to the hospital, they don't even use paper and pen.
Hold on. What you are saying was done by the previous government, trying to connect all teaching hospitals, all district hospitals. But what did you do?
Are you referring to LEMS?
Yes.
Lightwave?
Yes, because it is very important. You see, you can have a traumatic patient. You may not know that this particular person is allergic to drug A or B. So
once you have their medical records.
When you have their medical record, irrespective of the location where the hospital is cited, you can enter the person's name,
details,
age, especially date of birth, and everything, blood group. In terms of this traumatic accident, hold on. Larry,
No, that is not where we are.
No.
Where
Larry,
we are.
Larry, you can't do that.
Hold on 1 second.
I am saying that.
You have to accept the person first before the records are shared.
Larry, I am saying secondarily, in going forward, government after government after government should seize the mantra that the government before me was as useless, and I'm changing course.
Because if there's genuine cause, why not?
You believe that deal was bloated. People had issues with this.
Hold on,
the thing wasn't awarded properly. That is the issue.
Just last before. You see, remember that he took my time.
Would you agree that if there's cause for audit, if there's reason for cancellation, then we should go ahead with it?
Just a procurement,
I do not think so until
we should allow it.
No, listen. Was it providing the reason why it was implemented? Was it saving lives?
Was it value for money?
Absolutely. In my estimation, because I cannot put value over life.
Thank God it is your estimation.
No, listen.
Let me wrap up. In a quick rebuttal to what you've just said, let me remind you again that that system did not necessarily integrate available hospitals, available beds, and the systems together. It provided background information on the individual.
It was not necessary.
Let me finish.
Let me finish. It with that.
Let me finish.
Take
the time and appreciate this. Take the time and appreciate this.
Let Councillor land.
It is only important that when you admit the patient, you take the medical history. That is when you can know whether there's a background history or some other information from another hospital. See, that system, and I keep saying every day, any time that any government find good reason to review any policy, any program, let's do it. Reviewing it helps to strengthen it, helps to make it better.
True.
It doesn't mean that we should just allow things to go the way they are. But we are now calling for an integrated system that allows the hospitals to have a central system. The health facilities have a central system where we can tell that this hospital has 2 beds available, this hospital has 3 beds available, 2 people have checked out, 2 people have been discharged.
Exactly.
That way we can tell. It doesn't lie in the hands of a particular health worker to tell you that there's space or there's no space. That's what we are talking about.
I think that one we agree.
We also agree that there's a need to have what you are talking about.
Yeah.
But if there's a call for us to review it, why not? Let's do it.
Cancel it without
when the system is not working.
Let me take.
Make sure it's working.
Let me take a few quick messages. This one says the issue with no bed syndrome in our country is largely caused by the pressure on our health facilities, particularly given that about 88 districts lack a district hospital. Unfortunately, COVID-19 exposed this significant lapse in our healthcare delivery. The government led by President Akufo-Addo responded with ambitious Agenda 111 policy. However, the NDC-led opposition criticized this initiative despite not offering an alternative solution. But I can promise Ghanaians that Dr. Bawumia will assume power in 2028 and complete these district hospitals. Amino from Nsawam sent that. Greetings to you, Nana. It's good to have Larry back this morning. A friend nearly died at Kolebu just because there was no bed to admit him. Nana, many people have died through this no bed syndrome, just that we don't get to hear it. Okay. Though the doctor in the panel tried to recommend solutions to the no bed syndrome, the major problem is that doctors, he's a nurse.
I'm a nurse. Senior nurse.
A senior
Proud
nurse.
senior nurse. Oxford trained.
He says the major problem is that doctors have taken over all management positions. I worked in St. Thomas Teaching Hospital in London. In England, they use scientific methods of calculating empty beds. For example, calculating available beds, occupied beds, occupancy rate, death or discharge per beds, etc. No science is applied in calculating available beds in Ghana. This is Kweku from La Paz. Good morning. A brilliant submission from Mr. Richard Jemfi for speaking to awaken this sleeping government from its slumber. Okay. More grease to his elbow and the MPP. This is Abdul Mumin Wunam from Tamale. Okay, this one says, when I was in London, there were 52 teaching hospitals and 148 other hospitals. However, there was an emergency bed center for all the hospitals since London Heathrow is the busiest airport in Europe. This is Eddie from Achimota. Okay. I want us to move on, and then.
But I wanted to say that quickly,
in a few seconds.
We should stop politicizing healthcare, and I repeat that it's of no value to the citizen when we do that, and also play semantics with healthcare. And I'm quite surprised that Larry jumped into this Agenda 111. Well, I must admit that yes, MPP.
Did I jump into Agenda?
You mentioned.
That's his submission. It's not jumping into
yes, that's why we are busy building structures without substance.
Yes. So you won't let me finish.
I must admit you need this information.
I must admit that yes, the MPP and Nana Akufo-Addo didn't finish the Agenda 111. Governance is continuing, and I would have thought that the NDC.
How long has the NDC been in power? You had 8 years, you couldn't finish Agenda 111.
Agenda 111. Let me speak. Let me speak. Agenda 111. Come on, man. Come on. If you do that, we are not going to have any meaningful conversation.
Hold on. Let him land.
Agenda 111 didn't start in 2017. It was a reaction after the pandemic, which was 2021. Go and check your records. You are politicizing healthcare. Just last year, we were told by your Minister for Information that from 2025, we're going to build 600 CHIPS compound. Where are the CHIPS compound? Where are they?
What's today's date?
Where are they?
Last year. You couldn't build 111 in 4 years. You want someone to build 600
so why did you come to say? Why did CHIPS are you comparing CHIPS compound to district hospitals? I am saying that we should not play politics with it.
You just finished playing politics with
No, because you started.
Well, let's not play politics.
You started.
At this time, Ghanaian lives matter.
Yes. So let me advocate again. It goes to the nursing midwifery training institutions, the medical schools, that please, in your curriculum, institute empathy. Is one key. One thing that some elderly senior nurse, when I started work, actually told me is that, Richard, whenever you lose feeling for helping a patient to get well, whenever you lose that feeling, that is the time for you to leave healthcare. And so when you start, they build in you, they incorporate in you that empathy that people are relying on you for some people come and they are the sole breadwinner of their family. And because of your negligence, lack of empathy, lack of competence, or lack of decision making, can send that person to the grave. And because there is no accountability to our actions, people are walking free and killing people day by day because they know that we will say his time and God has taken him. So we need to be very, very careful when it comes to
this. 1 second. See, we should think of creating an ambulance desk in some of these hospitals. Okay, that the ambulance guy picks the when the vehicle picks the person. He could call and say that, listen, we are coming. Is there a bed over here?
They actually do.
Okay.
They do. They do call. They call to find out whether they are bringing somebody from here.
Exactly.
And sometimes they tell you, no, here is not appropriate, go to this other place, and they do that. But it is not an integrated system. Exactly. It is relying on a human being who tells you that it is available or not available.
I should be able to sit in the ambulance and punch and
know. Yes. So they have a smartphone.
Then also see,
you put in
everything. This thing will come out, and there wouldn't be any punitive measures taken against people.
I think it should, man.
People should be punished.
It's too blatant.
The courts the courts should also be psyched up to appreciate the fact that, listen, we are losing human beings.
It can happen to them.
Who are taxpayers? Who are taxpayers? We are losing human beings. Because at the end of the day, when this thing happens, you see them run to court. Oh, his economic rights has been taken away. So and so rights has been that and that and that. You know, aside the political game that people play with this thing. I mean, we should be punishing people. The same people will go and demonstrate. They've not been paid this, they've not been paid that. At the end of the day, when they are given their jobs to perform,
true,
they don't do shilly. They don't. And then we are back here. GMA should also be part of this whole punitive measures, because then what are we doing? For a country.
Nana, sorry to barge in, but Nana, over the time, we keep saying that, oh, let's not do politics with health issues, not do politics with some of these things. But you see, what we are failing to appreciate is that health policies, health decisions are political decisions.
Every decision is political.
It's political decision.
True.
I mean, the decision to hold even the current people to investigate this matter and then
It's
implement
political.
any decision is a political decision.
I get that. The kind of politics I don't like is the politics of comparisons that we do with health issues.
Sometimes we are compelled to do so that we can tell how much we are doing. You see, let me tell you something. Over the time, the manner in which we have conducted ourselves in this country has helped improve certain sector, holding certain governments accountable, knowing that, hey, Charlie, if I don't finish this project that I have initiated, if I don't embark on it, why do you think we have Mahama Care? Mahama Care is a political decision. It's an NDC initiative. It's an initiative that the party will be held accountable for. And so some decisions are political. It doesn't matter. Those who had long time left no impression.
I just feel
you understand?
Those who have usurpation of the role of NHIA. Don't you see?
EFRA or Mahama Care. It's going to complement. It will complement it.
Must you create?
To me, I think
it's going to complement it.
You create one and then take a percentage of their funds to support it.
Empower.
Anyways, let's look at other issues. Let's go to Ayawaso East. Democracy Hub is in court, seeking to stop the upcoming by-election. They base their argument on the fact that
they want to smash your PC. You can smash it. You see the version of smash your PC.
They're actually asking the EC to, the court to quash the EC's recognition of Papa Jamal as the NDC's candidate. Councillor, let me start from you. You are a legal person, so help us with some education. When you look at this rate of Democracy Hub, what do you see?
Sometimes when a matter is before the court, we are careful as lawyers because of our calling and the ethics that govern our profession. To be careful the things we say about it, because you are not careful, you may make some prejudicial comments. So I'll try as much as possible not to do so, but for the purpose of education. Of course, they claim to be a registered civil society group, and they have the right to question certain democratic practices in the country. And so their right to go to court cannot be taken away from them. But then the court will now examine what's their locus in the matter, what's their interest in the Ayawaso. And then this is not an election of a national character. This is NDC's own system they put in place to select a candidate for their election. Yes, I must agree that we all must be concerned if there are some practices that don't speak well and don't align with democratic tendencies. But nonetheless, it's technically an internal affair. It's a party member or a candidate who participated in that election who perhaps can bring an action of this nature. But in order not to make any comment that will lead to prejudicial comments, let me say that they have the right to complain. What, among other things, they are asking for is that the EC should not accept Baba Jamal's nomination and filing of his processes. It's a matter for the court to decide. But what they are failing to appreciate is that this complaint or the issues they are talking about is not a matter before the EC. This is matters outside the domain of the election. I was at the election center myself. I was part of the national officers who were supposed to supervise the elections. Nothing untoward happened at the voting center. Everything was smooth and fair. very free and open, transparent. What he's talking about are alleged infractions that happen outside the voting center.
Right.
Allegedly of giving of gift and the rest. But if if it is true, we know for sure that
the price is going to go up.
It has become a general. It has become it has gained national appeal.
Maybe we should highlight it like the fugu.
I mean, one of the biggest hurdles that these plaintiffs would have to prove in court is to prove that those gifts actually induced the outcome of the elections. Because it is alleged that almost all the candidates gave out some gift of a sort. I mean, I saw the morning of the election breakfast with the posters of some of the candidates being shared. If that is also an inducement, we should see. But what you now need to see whether those gifts technically or significantly influence the outcome of the election. That's quite difficult to prove, because somebody might take it and not particular vote. And some of them actually took from all the candidates.
Indeed, because your committee established that there was guilt on the part of all
So if they took from all the candidates, what demonstrates that they were induced to vote for a particular candidate because they took from that candidate or he paid more? Do you understand? So it is, and even to look at it from another perspective, then perhaps the candidate who won should have about 100% because they were all induced. Apparently, he gave it to all the delegates. If he gave it to all the delegates, then all of them should have voted for him to show that, yes, indeed, they were all induced by the gifts that they received. And that is one big hurdle that I think that the parties would have to prove in court. Some of these things also have some constitutional ramifications because per the Constitution, we're supposed to have to replace this vacancy that's been created in Parliament within a particular timeline. And the EC has set out those timelines to do it. Now, I'm wondering how we can injunct the constitutional process and prevent the EC from going on. But what they are doing is not to injunct the entire EC, but to injunct the NDC's candidate from participating. Perhaps it's a way that our brothers in the elephant family are trying to stop us so they can take this.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. But
let's see.
Just let me take a quick break here, and then I come back and pick your thoughts.
Are you giving us more time?
But nothing extra happened.
Oh, a lot has happened. You are taking break in the middle.
But I need to take a break. You know the structure of the show. All right, this is Breakfast Daily here on Channel One Television. Keep sending your thoughts and your comments in. We'll take a quick break here. When we come back, we read them and continue the conversations.
Are you ready to revolutionize the future of agriculture? The Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, in partnership with the Ghana Exim Bank, proudly presents the Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026. The fair will feature exhibitions, market linkages, masterclasses, and workshops on climate-smart farming, digital tools, and export development. Join us at the Black Star Square from March 17 to March 19 at 9 a.m. each day. The President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will be assisted by the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, the Honorable Elizabeth Ofosu-Adjare, and the Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank, Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah, to open the fair. Government agencies, agrotech firms, startups, farmers, financial institutions, and the general public are all welcome. To exhibit or for inquiries, call 0559 679326 or 0242 585419. Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026, transforming agribusiness through local innovation and technology.
Top Picks on DSTV. A fresh face alongside a host of new personal and professional troubles await the crew at Firehouse 51.
The city needs a leader like you.
The Skinwalker team return to investigate even more unexplained paranormal phenomena around the U.S.
They can see these portals.
And a doctor and a mystic join forces to help the vulnerable.
I am completely prepared to follow your orders today.
Stay connected to the unmissable on your home of entertainment, DSTV.
Oh, another payment through Stanbic. Smooth
as always.
Imagine making or collecting all payments without leaving your chair. Sounds like magic, right? Nah, it's Stanbic Pay.
Darling, can you please help with the bills, especially at your school fees?
From school fees to utilities, the government and statutory payments to investments, insurance payments, Hajj payments, and more.
Mommy, my fees has been paid.
Just log on to Stanbic Pay and you're set for life.
Please tell me everything has been paid.
No Stanbic account, no queues, no stress, no last-minute panic.
Cherish your time and live happier in safety and convenience. Visit stanbicbank.com.gh or call to get started.
You're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 Television. We're having the news review segment. Lamtega Panga is here, Larry Dogbe is here, Richard Jemfi is also here. We're discussing the matter of the Ayawaso East by-election and the suit filed by Democracy Hub seeking to stop the NDC, or if you like the EC, from recognizing Baba Jamal as the candidate for the NDC. Now, Richard, let me come to you. The writ seeks to stop NDC from presenting Baba Jamal as the candidate, but I don't see his name in here as a defendant.
Well, to me, to quickly rebut what Lamteg said.
Oh, there's something to rebut?
Yes, that NPP is jubilating and
I didn't say that.
No, I'm just paraphrasing.
Perhaps a strategy.
We are clear in our minds that whoever you bring, we are going to humiliate you.
Ayawaso East.
Ayawaso East. We are very confident because for Ayawaso East.
Does he want to bet?
You almost gained the accolade of being a prophet.
Oh.
Yeah. You may lose it on this prophecy.
Prophet El Richard.
You may lose it on this prophecy.
This is El Richard. So El Ricardo.
The point is that Ayawaso East constituents have witnessed for 24 years under NDC. And they can confidently tell you that they have not seen any significant change in that constituency. And also the blatant display of opulence, as I described last week.
This is the Nima area.
Yes. But you see,
you know the area.
I know the area very well.
You sure?
I am saying that
where in the last few years somebody was crowned chief, and some hostels and things have been.
I am saying that now the voters that we have in this country are more discerning. An NDC young man or woman from Ayawaso East who joined the queue in that brazen hot day on 7th December 2024, joined the queue with the hope that NDC is coming, and for him or her as an unemployed young man, there is going to be a 24-hour economy where there will be 3 shifts. So at least with his qualification, he has the expectation that at least he will get 1 shift to do per day. A young woman who had dreamed of being a petty trader also joined that same long queue to vote for John Dramani Mahama with the hope that there is going to be a women's development bank where, because she is a NDC sympathizer, she's going to have a competitive advantage over a commoner to get that loan to start her petty trade. 1 year, 2 months down the line, there is no shift for the young man. There is no 24-hour economy for that young man. There is no women development fund providing the loans that you promised them to the Ayawaso East young lady I'm talking about. So we believe that when we put the facts and also remind them that this is Nima, this is Ayawaso East, you've always consistently voted for NDC for 24 years. What have you experienced positively? under this regime. And I believe that when we put these questions to the young people, and the majority of them, we will shock them.
Would you rather an MP on the majority side whose party is in power, or an MP on the minority in opposition?
Yesterday, somebody said the journey of 1,000 miles just begins with a step. But we are believing that with Ayawasu, it is going to start with a hop. And we believe that we are going to we are going to give them a good run for their money. But on a more serious note, yes, on a more serious note, I just quickly ran through the Representation of the People's Act 1992, which says that which prohibits bribing for votes. But what I struggle to understand, and I don't know, because I'm not a lawyer, I don't know how they are going to prove these acts in the course of law. Because it says when you give voters money to induce their preferences in terms of voting, when you give them gifts and other incentives.
Incentivizing.
So
I like the incentive.
Incentivizing the voter.
And is to induce them.
So how are you going to, categorize and specify what is an incentive and what is not? Some may say on the election day, I will bring food to close proximity to where the action is taking place. People will come and eat and go and vote. Would that be deemed as an incentive to persuade somebody who is going to vote for candidate A or B? Some may choose to provide transportation, that from your electoral area or polling station, I've provided transportation for you to come and vote. Would that be deemed as inducement? I think
so. We need to qualify
all these things and make sure that we are doing the right thing. Also, I want to touch on the hypocrisy from from down to bottom. Tufo, why are we taking moral lessons from the head of a slaughterhouse?
From a brothel.
But I want to use a slaughterhouse.
Well, he's British. He's British, so it's a slaughterhouse.
So what was it? Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
You see, this is a strategic way of heckling me. This is a combined attack on my self-esteem. I am. You see, the hypocrisy is too much. Like I said, and let me rephrase the Bible again. Like, let he who without sin cast the first stone. So, in this country, under the Fourth Republic that I've seen and monitored closely, can we say, in all honesty, that we have a politician voted for in this country currently, both minority and majority side, who say they never induced people to go and vote for them?
Well, they can say they never induced. They can say they provided transportation. As to whether it induced.
And the hypocrisy in all this is the particular person leading this charge. We were here a few years ago. This guy was part of a demonstration against Galamsey in this country, which is well within your right. The police were there also making sure that things are done orderly. And in fact, people who were sick, traumatic emergencies, needed care. And so the police had parked their vehicles to orientate people who are demonstrating and also partition people who needed healthcare assistance. We had our young men and women in uniform also stationed to make sure that everything happens simultaneously without any glitch. This particular man for reasons best known to him.
I hope you are not personalized.
And I'm surprised that he is a Cambridge PhD Africa holder. Went to the police vehicle. Come on. No, I'm saying that I am talking about the hypocrisy in all this.
But the gentleman is not here to respond to it.
No. But did he do it? No, don't do that.
In all fairness, you are talking about one particular incident, which is not an incident of bribery or similar to say that his hands
if you allow me to
let's be fair. You want us to be fair with you, so let's be fair to him as well. It is Democracy Hub that has filed
he's not a party,
not an individual.
He's a lawyer for the organization.
There's a particular person who is leading this. When you Google Democracy Hub calls for cancellation of Ayawaso East, there's this particular gentleman that comes up.
Is there a problem with the gentleman?
There is a problem with him going to a police vehicle, turn off the ignition, took the keys and attempt to run away. Is that a crime or not a crime?
No,
I'm not a court.
I'm
not a
you
court.
are a lawyer. So I am saying that the hypocrisy from majority caucus calling for cancellation because people have bribed voters to vote for them is number one hypocrisy.
Are you worried that if he succeeds, he may sue me and not to also file?
Number two, the hypocrisy that this Democracy Hub has now realized all of a sudden that, Baba Jamal it's been alleged that he induced people to vote for them, so let's go to court. It's also hypocrisy. And for him himself to lead this agenda.
They'll go to MPP presidential primary next.
I mean, that is what the OSP did. After the outcry, and he was pushed to action.
By who?
Oh, I mean, if you monitor social media, people were saying
it's within his mandate.
So the OSP
so he had to then bring in MPP to create some form of equalization. But my point is, we need to look at this holistically. What we are doing from A to Z, I see hypocrisy written all over it. And I am surprised that Lamteg is here pointing fingers at MPP. I said it here on this same platform.
That was a light.
Okay, I said it here on this same platform a week ago that Baba Jamal, although I don't like the man.
You don't like him?
No, I don't.
Oh, why?
Personally,
it's his choice.
It's my choice. I have a
you don't like him.
I don't like him.
No, say you disagree with him.
No, I don't, because
you don't like him.
You see,
I mean, that's a very strong thing.
And there's a reason why.
You don't like him.
You cannot deliberately, right, denigrate your brother. This person we are talking about in 2024 stood on campaign ground and said that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is not a proper Muslim. It is caught on video. Just because...
That's why I don't like him.
No.
I think
wait on. I'm not. Oh my God, please.
Because I know of you. You just spoke about Vomo.
And I'm telling you the reason why I don't like that particular person.
But
you know, hypocritically, just few days ago, the reason why he called Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia not a proper Muslim because he participated in the Gan Traditional Festival. Just few days ago, that same man, who is the saint of Muslimhood, has also done the same thing. And I say...
Done what? What did he do?
You haven't seen it?
Abajama did what?
The Gan Traditional area has bestowed upon him some traditional title, and so they put that green leaves over his head. So I'm saying that hypocrisy is written all over all these processes, and that is my personal. My personal.
That's why I don't like him.
I don't like, because I don't think that in politics you should be deliberate, knowing that what you are saying is wrong, and denigrate somebody who has not attacked you or done any wrong to you. But although I have serious dislike to him, I think that he's being treated unfairly.
Really?
Yes. Because it has been proven that all the aspirants, one way or the other, bribed the delegates. But it appears from newspaper to newspaper, from presidency to majority caucus, he has been singled out.
But if you don't like the guy, you should be happy.
But that should tell you how objective I am. The fact that I don't like you does not necessarily mean that I should sit.
You can't be fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is what I'm saying. And the point is that NDC should accept from the presidency to the grassroots person, they should accept that the people of Ayawaso, the delegates, have voted and voted massively. By virtue of the 32-inch TV that he gave to other people, he led and won that election by 32 votes. So to hell with your disappointment, because you clearly told the whole Ghana that you were behind Hajia Amina. Unfortunately, he had lost. She had lost. Just get on with it. The fact that he's a Siedun Ketia boy, it does not necessarily matter. NDC, get grips to it. Baba Jamal has won, and he is going to represent
Richard.
Very well. Like
me, I like him.
You like Richard?
Yeah, I like him. I like him.
Third match, we'll see if he's a proper prophet.
I like him. I don't dislike him. But you see, I agree with him that there's a hypocrisy on the part of Vomao. Okay, and I recognize that, because then he should have gone to court also to deal with, what happened in the MPP.
Primaries. No, maybe he's waiting for them to file.
He's waiting for them to file.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he can go to court and say that, listen, these things had happened.
The court should nullify it.
Exactly, the court should nullify it. And then we wouldn't be accusing him of hypocrisy. Because, see, the man cited the PNDC law 284 on the People's Representation. That talks about, bribery, treating, undue influence, and then pulling the, certain things that were. And also mentioned that he also mentioned the other one, which talked about the inducement. Yes, the political parties, act and all that. And clearly that things have happened.
Indeed.
Now, for me, I think that it's good he's in court, for the court to, make a decision or pronouncement on this. Going forward, it could guide us. As to whether or not he's going to stop it, it's another matter altogether.
Maybe if
very
the
instructive.
come from a different person, maybe an interested party,
yes, but
or a contender.
That has no credibility.
Yeah.
But it's very instructive that for as far back as 1992, a law was passed, which is the Representation of the People's, Act. That, listen, there could be inducement, and that when it happens, I mean, it shouldn't happen. Okay? And that when it happens, it's wrong.
Does it define what constitutes inducement?
Oh, yeah, it does. It does. So Section 33, Section 34, Section 30, what shouldn't be done. Okay, so 1992, when we began this this process. And so there's something practically wrong. People have, but as to whether or not we are respecting it, is another matter altogether. And if he's compelled to go to court to have the law tested, we should all be for it. But the fact that he's deciding, the other day we mentioned how the OSP suddenly woke up out of the blue, and then and then the integrity initiative also. It had happened under the MPP. We saw videos of it, but they didn't, talk. Then Baba Jamal law, it happened in Ayawaso East with everybody, including the delegates who voted, coming out to say, this person gave this motorbike, the other person gave Nkosiani Meko, another person gave something, TV. And then Abonike.
The Abonike.
Somebody gave Abonike and all that. All those ones, I mean, those institutions didn't see it. Then Baba Jamal comes in, and then, there's an issue with that. It's bad. We don't have to wait till that, to be taking action because another party has played a game that somebody just played. We should be straight. That is the only way out that we can move this country. But the way we are...
I can also lap on shine.
Yeah. the way we are, picking and choosing. What we deal with and how we deal with it and who is involved. It appears our laws are recognizing, faces or our state institutions are looking at faces. Oh, it's Lamtek, or it's Jemfi, and so I have to deal with him. It doesn't augur well for a country. We can't grow a country with this kind of approach to things.
Democracy is just too much.
Fair enough.
And we give these people platforms to propagate all this, and these are going to be role models for young people coming up. That you can disrespect the police, and yes, we will give you platform to misbehave.
Let's not personalize the issue.
Let's
not make it about the individual. It's an organization.
Are we doing the Russian thing?
Yeah, that's where we're going. We have a few minutes to go, so we'll use that.
Yeah, he says he can't want to talk Russia.
Quick comment. I am surprised by the MPP doctor's comment on Ayawasu East. He said, senior nurse. Can he tell Ghanaians which part of Ghana the MPP developed in the past 8 years? They chopped all the money before leaving office, not even in their World Bank Ashanti region. This is a D from Achimota. We've seen and heard a foreigner who came into this country and did all sorts of things. The issue here is that government has shown some level of interest in extraditing and prosecution. Now, I want to know if we are able to do so. Because, Council, let me find out from you. I'm not sure we have any treaty with Russia regarding extradition. The amendments to the Cyber Security Act has not been properly laid before Parliament. It's not been passed into law. So on what legal grounds are we going to extradite this guy to prosecute him here? And I may be wrong, but I don't know if any of the so-called victims has filed any case against the gentleman.
Well, this matter, we have to look at it carefully, because there is that impression that there are explicit videos or content out there. But so far, what I have seen are just ordinary interactions.
You've seen some things?
Yeah, I've seen some videos circulating. Are just ordinary
pictures. I'm sure you've
seen. I haven't seen the pictures.
I've seen some pictures.
I've seen videos of the
interactions.
Come with me.
Yeah,
and
I've seen interactions at the mall, on the streets.
A bit, almost nude, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because of the current NDC regime, you have to be very careful, because if I've seen the video, I cannot even say it, because if I say, they will say I will invite you for me to assist the investigation.
Don't worry. When you sit on TV and say you know people who bought scholarships.
You are Jemfi, you are not in Cancer, so you are fine.
You are
he's not in Cancer.
Just be careful.
No, but if he's making references to in Cancer, somebody who has to.
If he begins to speak like in Cancer.
Speak like in Cancer, you'll be invited. Yeah. So just avoid in Cancer syndrome.
In Cancer.
This is so wrong. You are a lawyer. This is so wrong.
Oh, why?
But who introduced in Cancer in this conversation? You go and call for your
I didn't mention any name.
You brought the
you brought the cops home and you don't want the houseflies to follow you.
To burst your bubble, do you know the ordeal that this government put Kofi in Cancer through?
We are running away from Russia.
Let's finish Russia. Our time is almost
up. Let's talk about Russia. Let's finish Russia. Then we can go back to Cancer in a day.
Council, please.
So I have seen some of the videos of interactions that are ordinary social interactions, and then maybe leading to somebody's apartment or bedroom. But then there's nothing really explicit in those videos I've seen. What I have rather observed is that it appears some Ghanaian bloggers have done a great disservice to some of the ladies by publishing their pictures and putting out titles of Russian guy sex tapes and putting that. In fact, if there's any court suit, any lawsuit, it's against those bloggers and people who have put those things on their Facebook walls and various social media handles, because you are the one actually doing the publication. If there's any publication that has been done, is the enhanced publication that is being done by other bloggers and persons who claim to be putting out these things. Because you can't just go and put...
Some of the ladies have actually come out and spoken. Some say, listen, I met him, I interacted with him, I even visited the hotel room, but we did not have sex.
Yes, Larry,
so that even
but
goes
if you had not published this lady's face, she may not have had reason to come and defend herself.
Exactly, and then that even goes to enforce what I'm saying, that listen, you publish a face and then you put the tag there that ladies involved in sexual ABCD with a Russian guy. So you are already imputing to the public that this guy had something to do with this lady, and you are the one publishing their pictures and making those things public. See, the worst we can do to ourselves, the best we can do to ourselves to protect each other.
Exactly.
This could be your sister, this could be your mom, this could be your auntie, this could be someone you know. You just don't go publishing their pictures and all. So if there's any cause of action among other persons, it's a cause of action against those who have published those things.
Indeed.
The difficulty we have is the fact that the gentleman is not Ghanaian. He's currently, I'm told he's currently not in Ghana. But if there's any other diplomatic means we can use to bring him into our territory, then we can prosecute him. Or if he finds himself in any other country where we have extradition treaties with, then we can activate those processes to bring him to Ghana. But the most fundamental issue you've raised is that nobody, so far, I'm not aware of any complaint that has been filed by any of the ladies who are alleged victims of the supposed actions of the gentleman. And so I think that we have some challenges dealing with it. But let's all be mindful. I mean, this tells us what we need to do as young people. We need to be mindful. And of course, we have laws in Ghana. I mean, the Cybersecurity Act provides certain provisions that makes publication of some of these things an offense. But the offense, a criminal offense, generally will apply for offenses committed in Ghana. And the persons are in Ghana. Because you need to start with the arrest, you need to go through the caution statement, you need to go to a charge statement, and take your investigation before you present the person to court.
Counsel, thank you. Let me come to Sammy. You have been very heavy on hypocrisy.
I'm not Sammy, Richard.
Richard, sorry. It's the Richard, you have been heavy on the hypocrisy tangent this morning. So let me put this to you. We condemn publicly, and then we'll go and download secretly.
I said on UTV that I was raised by my grandmother. So when it comes to women, I am very passionate about it. And in fact, I chastised our young folks on social media, especially the young men, calling Ghanaian, taking advantage of this issue and calling Ghanaian women as, describing them as cheap and all that. We should be mindful because there's been a situation in 2022, once Solomon Doga, and through this Cyber Security Act 2020, was found culpable and jailed for 14 years because what they do is that... he's
still in jail?
Yes, it is quite prevalent among the phone repairers that this young Lebanese woman went to a phone repairer, gave them their phone, and they saw naked pictures, which was meant for the husband. You know, so then they decided to blackmail this young woman that brings something, and we use the security apparatus available to us to jail him for 14 years. So I am really against I can't put a finger on it, but we seem to be so excited about these vulgar and indecent. You see, now people have Telegram app. Because of these nonsense, I've deleted that app from my phone. So I know people who have videos of this young man sleeping with the ladies.
Oh, really?
Apparently he uses his
Meta
glasses and put it there without the females knowing. Also, I want to quickly comment on government's position. I think it was too immature.
Really?
Yes, for government to have come out to say we are extraditing the particular person. No, Minister for Communication. Yes. But at the time,
he said he's inviting the Russian ambassador for a conversation that would lead, possible.
Yes, because at the time we didn't know that whether the person was still in the country or not. And in Russia, I did a quick research for their constitution, Article 61. It is definitely virtually impossible for them to extradite their citizen to us when it comes to these
Larry, quick thoughts.
Yeah, first of all, I think we are losing our sense of punishment. Okay, we are. And it goes even deeper to government level. You know, years ago, within the security setup, the first thing that people would have done is just go to immigration, extract the guy's information, know when he came and then when he left. You could even get extracts of his passport, and then you see the name and everything out there. What you do with that is that you also flood it. So once you know, these videos pop up, his details also pop up. Next time he intends traveling to another country.
In fact, I have seen videos of him in Kenya or some other East African
So he went
country.
to South Africa, Kenya, and came to Ghana.
So
according to the
you
report.
do that, you know, by way of, you know, locking him up. I mean, virtually, psychologically, you mess him up. You do that first of all. Now, have we spoken to the hotel? Have we gotten to the hotel that, you know, on the apartment? I'm sure they will have CCTV cameras. You need that as well. Okay? Flood that also into the system. I mean, you should do some of these things in a way that you destroy him psychologically. He will never do it to any other person or anybody closer to him will want to do it.
Unfortunately, we have to leave it here. Thank you so much, gentlemen. This has been the News Review segment on Breakfast Daily. I am Nana Tufo.
You need to apologize to me.
And apologies to Larry.
People's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come.
It's on SuperSport all season long. Pay your subscription today. Dial *759#. Available on DSTV and GoTV.
Why step out when you can shop at the comfort of your home? Franco Online has you covered. No stress, no queues. At Franco Online, you can shop all your original electronics and home appliances, from TVs, washing machine, refrigerators, air conditioners, to phones, accessories, laptops, and many more. It's free delivery within Accra and Kumasi. For your safety, Franco do not sell from random social media messages. Just call the numbers on your screen or visit the website at www.francotrading.com. You can also download the Franco Trading app on Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Franco Online, it's fast and reliable.
At Go Ghana, this much, we don't just remember where we're from, we celebrate who we are. Our stories, our culture, our rhythm, our pride. And it all begins with an evening designed to set the tone for an unforgettable Heritage Month. Join us as we officially launch the Heritage Month 2026 in grand style, color, and culture. Date is Wednesday, 25th February 2026. The venue is the Channel 1 TV Gardens. The time is 5:30 p.m. prompt. It will be an evening of culture, conversation, music, fashion, and storytelling as we unveil the exciting lineup of events and programs specially curated for you this March. From powerful cultural experiences to engaging community moments to celebrations that connect generations. The Heritage Month 2026 promises something for everyone. This is more than a lunch. It's a gathering of cultural lovers, a meeting of tradition and modern expression, a night that sets the heartbeat for the month ahead. The Heritage Month Launch 2026. We will see you there. This event is strictly by invitation.
All I wanted is to be part of a real family. I thought you were kind.
Akole, I offered you money, got you a hotel for a few nights. That was the best I could do.
I wanted little dignity and shelter. I promised I wouldn't speak of that night. I promised I would help around the house. You know, cook, wash, keep quiet, and I met it.
You make it sound so simple.
It was simple until you made it complicated.
Akole pregnant. For you? Ififi. I didn't say she was pregnant for me. All I said was she was pregnant.
She said you know who the father of that child is. And we both know what that means. Any problem?
No, Your Highness.
Good. Then continue your royal duty with gratitude.
Permission to resign.
Denied.
The Blank Sense, coming soon on Channel 1 TV.
The vibe is too much.
In a nation full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umaru Sanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
Yes, I am Umaru Sanda Amadou. This is Face to Face, and you're welcome.
I say very often on the floor of Parliament that when we were in government, we got some things right, we got some things wrong.
Are you still planning to go to Parliament, or you want to look at National Party office position?
No, I'll be going back to Parliament. There's an unfinished business which I need to do.
Sports has 3 legs: development, management, and promotion.
Disintegration is extreme. We do not wish that even on your worst enemy.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV.
Good morning, guys. It's still Breakfast Daily right here on Channel 1 TV. We're actually very excited to be here. Of course, you know that Natufo started up the show. And of course, you saw him with his panelists as they discussed some politics, or what is politicking in the country right now. Now it's time for us to get into other things from now till 11 a.m. And we are going to be going into our communities, bringing you trends, and obviously some interviews too. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. My name is Chris Carter.
My name is Philip Nilata, and Chris is still celebrating Valentine. Today is 16th. Yeah. Chris Carter, today is 16th of February. And you are still celebrating Valentine. Why are you doing the whole month?
Yes, it's the month of love.
Okay, 17th. Today is 17th.
It's the month
today
of
love.
Today
17th, yeah. So you are doing it the entire month, the month of love.
Jesus said we should show love to each other.
Really? Yes. Nice. So you are showing love.
Yes.
Okay. So Chris got a lot of love to show to our viewers, and the more reason why we are here today, and also to share more information, entertainment, and also enter that community close to you. Yesterday we did something interesting on the show that has to do with the North Jawolu footbridge, and I love the comments, I love the reaction from the public, and I love the fact that the Roads and Highways Ministry has taken up the charge. And you know what people were saying about the amount of money that from their estimate, the corporate, that's a 2.5 million Ghana cedis. I saw a comment somewhere, they were like, hey, even if you sell the truck, you get the 2.5 million Ghana cedis.
You know, when you were saying it yesterday, I was thinking about how is this driver going to do this? Like, he's just going to probably sell his soul, because at this point, he won't even get that money.
Yeah.
For a male driver?
Yeah. But someone is also saying that the owner of the vehicle is that the more reason why, if you are driving, you have to be very careful, because you don't know when next the law will catch up with you. But anyway, I'm sure that you still have it at the back of your mind that you would have to download the Channel 1 News app, because if you had the Channel 1 News app, what we are talking about here, certainly you would have seen the story which made rounds yesterday after we had the interview with the Ministry of Roads and Highways, and also the MCE for Ayawaso West, and Engineer Mahama, who is a building and road consultant here on the show. So download the Channel 1 News app now, which is very important. Visit the App Store, the Google Play Store, and download the Channel 1 News app, so that every information you'd be able to get it with just a notification, and we are good to go.
Right. Okay, so the month of March is in the corner, and it's a very exciting month because it is the Heritage Month. And throughout the month of March, we are going to be having some beautiful activities that are going to interest you, entertain you, and inform you at the same time, also educating you. And some of these activities are the Heritage Month series, where you get to learn a lot when it comes to different subjects and different industries in the country, actually. And we also have the Heritage Caravan, which the Caravanites are going to be traveling from the 1st to the 8th of March around 14 regions, discovering Ghana, the sights and sounds, and all the beautiful culture and history that make up the country. And after that, we're going to be having the Back to Your Village Food Festival. And this food festival is one of the biggest food festivals in the country, because it takes you back to your village and you get to explore, eat, and, you know, enjoy the delicacy of Ghana. Everything that makes up Ghana, it's right there at the Back to Your Village Food Festival. Definitely you don't want to miss it. And we also like to remind you that the Heritage Month lunch is going to be on Wednesday, the 25th, February 2026. The venue is at the Channel 1 TV Gardens at 5:30 p.m. prompt. And we want to say a very big thank you to all our sponsors: Admi Granite Paste, Caveman Watches, Gino, Piva Beverages, Goyle, Minimia Choma, Didi Shito, Nana's Rice, Hollad Insurance, and Omni Basic. Thank you so much for doing this with us. Remember, this is brought to you by Channel 1 TV and City 97.3 FM.
And since the Heritage Month, we are asking you to be part of us. We're also asking you to be part of the campaign that we are pushing here, what is the Made in Ghana Rice campaign that we are pushing here on Channel 1 TV and also on City 97.3 FM. We are always asking that, should you go out there to purchase rice, please, you can ask for Made in Ghana Rice, because as soon as you buy it, you are helping a farmer somewhere who is into the cultivation of rice, and also you are helping create jobs, which is very important, and you are helping us to also control food glut, which we just pray doesn't happen again. And this should be with our effort. It's a collective effort that is needed for us to push this agenda. So eat Ghana, build Ghana. Eat fresh, eat Ghana, build the future. Fresh from our farms to your plate. And this is in partnership with Agri Impact Limited, MasterCard Foundation, and 24-Hour Economy.
All right. So that's it.
Yeah.
Let's get straight into the trends. And obviously the trends are everything everyone is talking about on social media. When I say everything, I'm talking about the topical ones, the one making everybody buzz, the one making everybody type something, the one everybody wants to contribute into. And we're looking at social media platforms such as X, Facebook, and Instagram, and even LinkedIn, or even TikTok and Snapchat. What everybody's talking about, and let's get straight into it.
Yesterday, Afenyo Makin was, that is the minority leader, was on the point of view with Bernard Avle. He said something which I wish I'm supposed to get a friend like that, that when in his down moment, when his business was about collapsing, he had support from Kennedy Japan. And that was $5 million. Chris, $5 million is no small money.
At all.
It's no small money. But he had assistance from Kennedy Japan. And this has been the bond between
the two people.
The bond has been there already, but for a friend to come and help me in this regard, like it's fantastic. He also spoke about how the presidential elections went in his constituency, where Kennedy Japan got huge numbers in his constituency. And Bernard actually had to push in him to ask him about some calls or rumor or whatever has been said in the general public that he may be removed as the minority leader. Let's bring you videos of this, and then later we bring you comment of what the general public is saying about this particular interview with Bernard Avle.
Relations. My great-grandpa from Insuechi moved to Asin to have a cocoa farm. It was until his mother died when we went to the funeral. And then my aunties told me that, is it? So he comes to Winneba. He's with them. We live together as a family. When my business ran down, Kennedy gave me a check of $5 million. We didn't sign an agreement. And said, oh, would you acquire with Juma? Say, Nyami Adumna, my tisse, Ubo Homodin. We a businessman. Into would you to me a year. That was a risk he took in me. And in Winneba, we discuss matters openly with the executives. Yes, oh, Honorable Ken. In fact, there are relations. My great-grandpa from Inswechi moved to Asin to have a cocoa farm. It was until his mother died when we went to the funeral. And then my aunties told me that, no asase.
Is it?
We are what to do cocoa efu. So he comes to Winneba. He's with them. We live together as a family. When my business ran down, Kennedy gave me a check of $5 million. We didn't sign an agreement. And said, oh, would you acquire with Juma? Say, Nyami Adumna, my tisse, Ubo Homodin. We a businessman. Into would to me a year. That was a risk he took in me. And in Winneba, we discuss matters openly with the executives. Yes, oh, Honorable Ken. In fact, there are
$5 million. Check. Go and do your business. No agreement, no contract, nothing signed. You are very forceful. Just take the money and go and do your business. What kind of friendship is this? Charlie, this kind of friendship, it's needed everywhere. You know that you need to lean on someone. So that's a good one, Kennedy Japan and up on your marketing. Chris, are you speechless?
Well, I'm a bit speechless, but I think you said it's needed everywhere. But you know, people who have this sort of friendship actually have trust for each other.
Of course, you
need to trust the person before you actually give the person that sort of amount, and you know the person. So this just shows.
But I'm sure they may have worked for a very long time, and they are legislators. They've been in the House, the chamber for quite some time, and they know each other. They've built that bond to the extent that I can trust you, like you indicated. Trust. I can trust you with an amount of $5 million, and I know that money is going to do well in your company.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So I think it's about knowing who you're dealing with. So when you're making friends, make sure you are also that kind of friend that you want
to be trusted.
To be trusted.
Yeah, and you to be that kind of friend that when they give you money, you increase the money or you use the money judiciously. Then when I come back to you that I need more, you will give me. It's not some friends that when you give them money and you say you need an amount of 2,000 Ghana cedis, I have to chase you 3 years or 5 years and be asking for the money, and eventually you're not even going to give me the money. You understand? So it's just interesting that this kind of friendship. And it actually breaks the friendship.
Yes.
Money. No, it's one of the things that shouldn't be joked with. Anyway, let's bring you comment what the general public is actually saying on Kennedy and $5 million? Question mark. Charlie, check like them born me for wrong side of GH. No, this kind of money these politicians have is crazy. How much would you have to be able to give someone $5 million without any paperwork? Like Chris indicated, it's trust. It's about trusting the person. This one says that, God, when will I get someone like Kennedy Japan? Then there's a comment beneath it. Miss Karinsa says that maybe you can start praying that God should make you be the one to give.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't want to be the one to receive. I want to be the one able to give.
But there should be an interest somewhere.
Yeah.
If you don't have a friend who can casually give you $5 million, then my guy or sister, you are wasting your time. Hey, matters deal. $5 million. Maybe you can give $5 million, but you can give the little you have. Yeah. So it's not necessarily $5 million, but you should have that particular friend you can lean on in time of trouble, in time of desperation, in time of that particular moment where you feel that everyone has really left you. You should actually have that particular friend that you can call and say, hey, can you help me? Can you do this? Can you do that? Because see, even if you are praying, that help is going to come through human. And it's very important that you'd have to build networks. And the network is your net worth. Once you are coming out with a network or you're trying to build somebody or get somebody on board who can help you, it should be somebody that you can trust. And make sure that there's that kind of loyalty there. You didn't want to take the person's leniency for granted. So taking the person's leniency to be the person's weakness. So I think it's a very good one. I love it, and I love the relationship or the friendship between Kennedy and Afenyo Markin. Chris, what else do you have in trends?
No, on that, someone actually sent us a message right
really?
now. Yeah, Channel 1. Some of us don't have friends at all. Oh. This is Joseph from Kaswa. And Kwamina Ansa is saying Channel 1. No, it's still the same person actually. He said some of us don't have friends at all. Well, it's important to actually make friends because no man is an island, and be the friend that you would want to have.
Well, it's important to make friends, but it's important to make quality friends.
That's what I'm saying. So be the friend you would want to have.
Yes.
You also have to be a quality friend.
You have to be a quality friend.
To have quality
it's like
friends.
the 80,
quality attracts quality.
So it's like the 80-20 rule. You know, you can have the 20% that can attract 80%. Not having 80% that can attract 20%. So try and work around it, but also play your side very well as the friend. I'm sure that if the $5 million had been given to him by Kennedy and he hadn't used it judiciously, I know Kennedy would have voiced it out, would have said it somewhere. But for Kennedy to be mute on that, that tells you that Afenyo Markin, who is the minority leader, actually really put that money into good use, and today does it. He has said it out there. Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to some entertainment. Over the weekend, actually, from Sunday and even yesterday, social media was buzzing on the issue of Efya Nocturnal tying the knot on Valentine's Day. And if you don't know who Efya Nocturnal is, Efya is actually the award-winning songwriter and singer. She actually tied the knot with her Nigerian beau, Tommy Thomas, in a private wedding ceremony. I mean, we've seen videos and all that, but she hasn't come out to confirm or not. But the news is everywhere, with people wishing them congratulations and people being surprised at the same time for the fact that, hey, she just threw a surprise on us. And if it's true, we want to say congratulations and happy married life to the beautiful Efya and her beau, Tommy Thomas.
I like it when the public figures show surprises. Yeah. Sometimes, you know what, you're not supposed to really get the rhythm easily. You're supposed to be unpredictable. So we are all celebrating Valentine's and he goes to marry. If not for the fact that people, we are chopping kokonsai, if not for that, people wouldn't have known.
Yes.
So I think that I like this, and congratulations to Efya, like you said, and also we wish her all the good things that marriage comes with. Yeah.
Right. We're still talking on okay, yeah, let's check out some comments though. Congratulations to you. Congrats to you, my dear sister. I'm so happy for Efya at long last. God bless your beautiful union you start. When
Looks
people
like
say
Abna Johnson.
Yeah, when people say at long last, what does that mean?
Efya to get married long
like,
ago.
what does that mean? Ghanaian men.
Abna Johnson. What do you mean by at long last? Anyway.
All right, so this one says Ghanaian men wake up. They are taking the girls away. Oh. All right, so these are excerpts from the event. All right, so let's talk about Valentine's Day. On 14th February 2026, there was an issue that happened in Burkina Faso that involved, you know, some Ghanaians. So
that story has been making rounds.
Yes, exactly. So the government has actually confirmed a terrorist attack on a truck transporting Ghanaian tomato traders in the north of Burkina Faso. So according to the information from Burkina Faso, the traders were traveling through the town of Titao on Saturday, February 14th, when the vehicle came under attack.
Sad.
Yeah.
Very sad.
So that's a very sad one.
Very sad. And we understand that some 18 Ghanaians, like you said, 10 men and 8 women. The extremists forced the women off the truck before opening fire and setting the vehicle ablaze. Several individuals, including the driver, died instantly and the bodies were burnt beyond recognition. DNA samples were taken prior to burial to ensure proper identification. Some traders survived the attack, with 3 men and 1 woman sustaining serious burns and currently receiving hospital treatment. The remaining 7 women are reported to be in stable condition. Arrangements are underway to transfer survivors to Ouagadougou, where the Ghanaian mission will provide support. The tragedy has left families mourning and underscored the risk Ghanaians face when traveling through conflict-prone areas, even when they are not the specific target. So, Festus Abuaje, who spoke on Eyewitness News yesterday, made mention of the fact that these Ghanaian traders were at the wrong place at the wrong time. So they weren't actually the targets for this particular incident. And the Interior Minister, Muntaka Mubarak, in an interview, also appealed to the public to refrain from sharing images and videos of victims' burnt bodies. So there's been spoken a lot on several shows here on Channel 1 TV and also on 69.7.3 FM. We'll be following up this story keenly, but it's making rounds in the trend.
You know, and I think it's important that this is actually looked into, because at the end of the day, sometimes we feel like when it comes to the issue of terrorism, that country has to deal with it. Look, if it's a West Africa thing, it's a West Africa thing. We all have to be concerned about which country next. We all have to be, I mean, all the governments need to work together to fight terrorism, because you cannot just leave that country alone to deal with their problem, because somehow we are all interconnected via borders.
So we have to up our game as a country. And also, we will ensure that we'll be monitoring this story keenly, whatever will happen with it. But then again, we have to be careful as Ghanaians, tomato traders. If you're moving around, you just have to be careful, especially not to find yourself at these wrong places. Chris, I think that's it for Trends.
Yeah, that's it for Trends. And now let's check out the video of the day. All right, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we go straight into
our communities,
guys.
Pata mobaminole. I'm about to remilolo. I should not go belly bashe. What's it just one more papa?
O smallelo.
Me a twin jolly again tower.
Twin jolly. Yenaka Shiane.
Shiane, Mofun Yom.
Bestie, meet my lovely family.
I mean, we can do that whilst I'm seated and eating. Let me pray on your food before we eat.
He will be here for days, and I only find out at a family dinner on the day that he arrives.
Morning, family.
Everything in the kitchen is actually gone.
You know, in the UK, I work like a donkey, but here, I eat like a monkey.
My noodles just vanished like a spirit had brunch.
He finished my slightly burnt oil rice.
Half a crate of eggs cannot just poof, disappear.
Good morning, all.
Lisa, have you by any chance gone to the kitchen?
Madam, unless the kitchen walks to be my sleep, you are there in the kitchen.
If I die, won't you serve food at my funeral?
Hey! Heaven save us! Now what's
Bestie.
Away, Dad. I'm sure he's gone.
Good morning. I thought you were gone.
The Blankson family is here. The vibe is too much.
This week on Lifeline, we confront that silent season called feeling stuck.
where progress feels slow, direction is blurry, and motivation feels far off. Join Bishop Fred Kwanchi-Mensah as he talks you through the season with his guests and shares steps to helping you overcome it.
Hello, my dear friend. I welcome you especially to Lifeline. I am Fred Kwanchi-Mensah, your host. Let's look at the concept of feeling stuck. What is it? Is it a myth? Is it a perception? Is it a reality? Talk to us.
Very interesting topic, because when we talk of feeling stuck, usually it's a state that people get into. It could be psychological, emotional, spiritual, and it could actually be physical. Physical, you want to go to the airport, you are catching a flight at 7, and you are caught in the Legon-Oponglo traffic for an hour. You are stuck, you are stagnated, you can't progress.
Lifeline airs on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 p.m. only on Channel One TV.
Welcome. We're grateful that you stay with us here on Breakfast Daily on Channel One TV. Now, it's time for us to enter our various communities, and we are going to the Tolon district today. Yesterday, we discussed a bridge. Today, we are talking about school, and we understand that at the Sabegu DA Primary School, the pupils there are really bearing the brunt of not having furniture in the school. Our correspondent, that is our Northern Regional Bureau Chief, Shawana Yusuf, filed this report. Let's check out the report.
From combined classrooms to severe furniture shortages, pupils of Sabegu DA Primary School says the poor conditions are negatively affecting their education. Speaking to Channel One News, some pupils complained about overcrowding due to combined classes and the lack of desks and chairs, which sometimes forces them to lie on their stomachs to write. They also mentioned the burden of washing their uniforms daily because of the dusty environment.
Banjika gugu ne biya to sonte to school and to bar kwese ntompe to class to durwa da papa so to bar asanzeno ne biya to sonte to shukuru karwa ya ka tutun ka to bazan ya ka chantun so tinga kunta disino MP no gwamnati ne biya to sonte to shukuru ayata Nyala skuru to skuru mami bivela tankana skuru tizindila tangbana takakosi tinka tizina tangban katenya madara timera kontra gwamnati no santi skuru ma tankana to meeting ya jansapo na ataku basargan.
Although officials of the Ghana Education Service declined to comment on the matter, community leaders expressed deep concern and called for urgent intervention. According to them, the children described as future leaders deserves better learning conditions than what they are currently experiencing.
The school ma yel morsrapam done ayule duruma da basati ndam balanyi de pune course kane Kosina karma katnan yer konsi na nyenge dome tira nyo konti assemble kan nyo konti GS ner de ban so le sonte de Michel na wakana biarme kunye bihma kana badon dola
ye mosmani ye shikumani mi de tubiya shikuma mamang bala kwamne so karpuna ma za kar sa kuma na sa kadina batulam ndere pune biaga ni ya kabna kana bon korne per ponte ni bina so de pun ka ko yon ba ha ka den tin ba bi de biya classe be je so ko ka wo ba tan ta tartam te ya kabna biar pun na do bon korne ni bina sa ne biya me kam ne karbe do me yon pa ka kana tin.
The PTA chairman of the Sabegu DA Primary, Tahiru Abu, outlined the numerous challenges facing the school and made a passionate appeal for immediate support.
nto pe shikura karachi ma de sake to le ka tinje ko che asa zanima no yi ti yo sabia shikutra zo ka shikutra na zanton yo sabia ka bima banduma no jairati.
On his part, the assembly member for the Sabegu electoral area, Amadou Seidu, said repeated efforts to get the appropriate authorities to address the situation so far yielded no results.
So as we speak now, if you come to the school, the primary 1 and that of primary 2, they have been combined into one classroom. Then primary 3 to 4, they are also in one classroom. Then primary 5 and 6 in one classroom. So if you come to their classrooms, very congested. There's no enough space for them.
He further noted that other schools within his electoral area are facing similar infrastructural and logistical challenges.
I feel so bad, and I feel that it is affecting teaching and learning. Comparing our schools to that of other schools in the urban areas, we realize that our schools, our children are lacking behind.
This, they said, is hampering both teaching and learning and making the state of teaching so inconveniencing, hence impacting teaching and learning. They are calling on authorities to come to their aid to ensure they either give them furniture and also rehabilitate their school block to enhance good teaching and learning. For Channel 1 News, I am Shawana Yusuf reporting from Sabiao DA Primary School in the Tolong District.
So this is a report from the Tolong District, that is a Sabegu DA Primary School, which is in that state. And also the pupils are asking that at least give us the furniture so teaching and learning can go on. We don't know how it will be for you to see your ward lying on the floor learning. That's or studying. That's something that cannot be tolerated. But anyway, Shawana Yusuf, who is our Northern Regional Bureau Chief, is joining us for us to understand further the backstory to this. Shawana, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Philip.
You went to this area. When you got there, what was your reaction? Because even us watching here, we are asking ourselves many questions.
Exactly so. I mean, when I got there that day, I felt really bad. I can tell you what you're even seeing on the screens. Probably our cameras made it look a bit better. It's sad that our future leaders will have to go through this and still compete with those in, if I may put, very decent infrastructure so far as teaching and learning is concerned. Some of these pupils in remote areas go through this. They've not known what proper educational infrastructure is. At the Sabegu DA Primary, like you heard, inadequate teachers is also one thing they battle with. So far as the classes are combined, what it means is that one teacher will have to teach primary 1, primary 2 together, primary 3, primary 4 together. I mean, so they don't have enough teachers to even do that, even though they have combined classes. Besides the combined classrooms, they also have inadequate furniture, like you can see in the cameras there. With this particular furniture, we understand, you will notice that it is not the usual furniture that governments would provide to basic schools across the country. But this particular one, we understand, was even a donation from an NGO that operates within the region that came to their aid and brought them some furniture. And this one was actually supposed to have been for the crèche, the early childhood education people. And they brought it to the basic school. And it is still not enough. And what it tells you is that the crèche peoples have no option than to lie on their bellies. That place, there is no single furniture in their classrooms. They study on the bare floor, day in, day out, just to seek knowledge. So this is what it is. And Sabegu DA Primary is not an exception. A lot of other basic schools are going through this in Northern Ghana.
All right, so as we know, the crèche level is more of, infants or or young children. And I don't think that share would have worked for them. Don't you think so?
But this is a donation from a benevolent organization, and
Yeah.
this is what they could give. You couldn't have said it's not appropriate, so we are not taking it. So they took it, and they had to improvise by, or better still, giving it to those that are grown enough to use it. So that is why it is found in the basic level instead.
All right, so the crèche and the nursery level, how are they faring? I know you might not have shown them on the screen, so what did you see? What did you notice? Since they don't have the chairs.
There is no single furniture in that classroom, not even a mat. Like the bare floor is what they sleep on to recite their rhythms or whatever they come to learn in school on the daily. So you can imagine if basic is going through this, crèche is worse. And the teachers are frustrated, truth of the matter, because if the needed resources are not in place for appropriate teaching and learning to take place, teachers will definitely be frustrated. And above the frustration is also the frustration coming from the upper level of GES, saying teachers shouldn't grant interviews to journalists when they come through. And I mean, it was a hell of a thing for me to get this particular story to come through, because the head teacher wouldn't even allow me to go through with the interview. I had to go all the way to the Metro Assembly to seek permission to come back and then get the story to go through. So teachers are frustrated, just like the pupils we heard from.
Right.
For the children, they are telling us that on the daily, the frustration they even go through is after getting home tired, there is a need for them to wash their uniforms, because they will have to wear it again the next day because it is dirty due to the dusty floor they have to learn on. So they express frustration and they're calling for urgent support from authorities.
So clearly that means the GES knows what is happening and have done nothing about it.
Well, so for Sabegu DA Primary, I can say yes, because the assembly member in the PTA chairman tells me that they visited the assembly a couple of times to express their frustration about the condition of their school, and they are yet to receive results. They've gone there severally, according to them, not more than once, and they are yet to receive results from the authority. So I can say yes to this, so far as Dolong District Assembly is concerned.
Right. So now, how do the teachers actually grade the students? Since you say one teacher can, combine two classes together, how do you now grade the students accordingly? How do you know that you were doing the right thing, or this student is actually grasping what you were saying for the person to get into the next level?
That is where the frustration of the teachers come from, because I mean, primary 1 and primary 2, doesn't mean you are going to be teaching primary 1 people separately. When you are done, you come and teach primary 2 the content they are supposed to also consume, or what is it supposed to be like. The frustration at the Sabegu DA Primary School is one thing you cannot imagine. Teachers refused to speak to me on record. They didn't even want to come close to me because I was a media person. But with the particular person I spoke to, all she could tell me was that they are frustrated and they want these issues to go out, and they just wouldn't tell me more. But it's obvious that they are really stressed in there, and they don't have an option but to go on the daily to also see what they can do, but it's not good enough.
All right, so what about the parents? Anything from the parents? Because when I look at these kids, all I can see is them sitting on the floor. And as the weather changes, or as the climate changes, this can affect the floor too. So when it gets very hot, that means the floor will get hot.
Yeah.
This is it's a lot. I'm a bit emotional. What are the parents saying?
Just as emotional as you are, that's how emotional the parents are. I mean, they are trying at their own level. According to them, they think authorities don't want to pay heed to their appeals in the past. So now what they are resorting to do is to try to see if they can contribute at their own level to see how they can fix the issues confronting the school. You can see the doors and then the windows to the classrooms. It's nothing to write home about. They tell us that at night, animals now use the classroom as their place of shelter. So they come there and sleep till the next morning. And in the morning when the pupils come to school, what they meet is the deposits of the animals. And it is not a good sight for them at all. They have to spend hours trying to sweep and clean and possibly scrub with water in their classroom to make it decent enough for them to sit and learn again. And they are frustrated. One of the doors I've shown and you've been showing on the screen doesn't really look safe, and a very careful parent would not want his or her ward to go close to it because it looked like it wanted to come off any moment from now. But this is what the pupils of Sabegu DA have to go through because they want to seek knowledge, because they want to better themselves and be future leaders as we expect them to be. They don't have an option, so they resort to using it as a test, and we just pray that nothing will happen as they use it and that help will come soon.
What about the leaders, the chiefs?
So I didn't get to talk to the chief because the day I got there, I didn't get access to the chief the day I got there. But some community members, the imam for the community, for example, spoke to us in an interview. He expressed frustration. He says they feel they are not part of Ghana. They feel they are not citizens, and the national cake is not getting to their level as it's supposed to have been. They are frustrated. They need help.
Shawana, before you take leave of us, the outfit of these pupils, when you go there, how tell us about it. Tell us about it.
So you can already imagine. I mean, for people who will be sitting on the bare floor, and you can see the floor is not every part of it that is patched, though it was patched, but for a very long time. I understand the school has been in existence since 1997, and it has not gotten any form of renovation. The floor is dusty now because the cement on the floor that's supposed to have made it a bit better is no more. Most of them have come off, and it's a dusty floor. So majority of those who sit on the bare floor, if you see them, you are able to tell. They look so unpresentable. They're very dusty, and I mean that alone can even affect the uniform they have. Because if you have a new uniform and every day you need to wash it like 5 times a day to be able to go to school every day, it tells you the rate at which it will deteriorate. And I mean, their uniforms are not in a very good shape. For those you see that have very good uniforms, perhaps have chairs to sit on. In the class, there are some people who have chairs they manage on. But with the chairs you even see, when you are sitting on the chair and it is time to write, you definitely have to descend and go to the floor and put your book on the chair, and then you can write from the chair.
So no tables, no desk?
No table, no, not at all, no table. It's just a chair. That was donated, no table. The only table I actually saw in there was that for the teacher marking the books. But there was this other classroom I entered that had about 4 tables, but they were wobbly. It's not in a very good state at all. You could see that they were managing. And the cracked walls, the state of the building itself is not safe. And I think authorities need to listen and do something urgently. If GES, the Ministry of Education, is listening, it is time to turn their focus to the Tolong district, Sabegu DA Primary to be precise. The assembly member tells us that there are 2 schools within his jurisdiction, and both of them are in the same state. Nothing better in the area for them.
Shawana, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you.
We are grateful. Shawana Yusuf is Northern Regional Bureau Chief. Chris is emotional now because you wouldn't want to have your ward sitting on the floor or lying on the floor and will always come home dirty. Abdul Rahman Swali, if I got the name right, is a community member for Tolon. Hello, sir.
Hello.
I trust you are doing well.
Yes, very well.
For 29 good years, this school has been in existence and you haven't gotten any renovation. What is the problem?
Yes, in fact, it's a big challenge. The problem is that since the school was established by what? The GDPC, that is Ghana Danish Community Program. That was the people who gave us a pavilion. And getting to 2009, our former MP, Mr. Razak, came and complete the school and put doors and windows into the school. After that, since then, we haven't seen any support from the GES about the structure. And now when you look at the structure, some of the corners have just cracked, and the floor too, there are potholes and there are cracks everywhere. So it is make it very difficult for the students to sit down and write because there are no any furniture in the classrooms. And that makes learning very difficult for the students.
So I'm sure you've reported to GES. The authorities are aware.
We reported severally because we wrote letters upon letter to GES to come to our aid, but we don't get any support from them.
Why don't you get any response from them? If not for the support, any response maybe indicating that they are working around.
The gift is that we should give them time. If anything, they will tell us. But we are not hearing anything again.
You've had district chief executives. You've had MPs. I know the current MP there is Habib, right? Habib, who is also one of the leaders in the House when it comes to Parliament.
Yes.
No help from the authorities there. Let's put the GES aside.
Yes, in fact, for the primary school, we even wrote letter to the MP because for the P6 there was no space for them. We get a hut just around this in the 3 classrooms for them to be sitting there. So we even asked him to come and build even 1 classroom so that will help the primary 6 students to sit inside. But we didn't get anything from him.
This is the Sabegu DA primary school that we are looking at. Are there other schools bearing or facing the same challenge in your community? Or this is the only school in the community?
That is the only school we have in Sabegu community for now, yeah.
How many residents do you have in the Sabegu community?
Yes, we have about 2,000 plus.
And these children or pupils, how many, what's the school's population now?
Okay, for the school total enrollment, I can't tell you for sure, but it's more than 200.
More than 200?
Yeah.
So when we look at the population of the area, it's 2,000.
Yes.
Children are at school going age should be around how many?
It should be a very great number because it can be up to 400 students, people in the community. But those who are in school are about 200.
Okay,
because
so
of the condition of the school.
So that means half of the school going age children are not even in school.
Yes, they are not there.
Talk less of adding the number to what is there at the school right now. That means you don't even have a place for even teaching and learning to go on.
Yes.
Wow. Anyway, well, you have the chance now. Speak to the authorities. Speak to corporate institutions. Now that you have the platform for you to talk to the general public on this particular condition.
Okay. What I just have to say is that we are appealing to a benevolent organizations, the GC and the MP, to come to our aid and help us so that we'll get a 6-unit classroom for Sabegu community, so that it will make teaching and learning conducive for the people.
Abdul, did you attend this school?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you're an old student?
Yeah.
So come again?
You say what?
During your days, was a situation like this?
Yes, I attend my primary school at Tolon DA Primary School.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, but you didn't go to Sabegu?
Yeah, I didn't go to Sabegu Primary School.
Okay.
But in Tolon, you actually had seats, right? You didn't sit on the floor, or did you?
In Tolon?
Yeah.
In your school, the school that you went?
Our days, that was 1994, thereabouts.
It was better.
There was some few furnitures, and we were lying in our stomach to write at that time. Yes.
Abdul, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate
a community member at Tolon, and discussing this particular rather troubling story and issue in the Sabegu community. We spoke to Shawana Yusuf, who is our Northern Bureau Chief. And, well, Chris.
What I see, especially after speaking to him, is just a community that is now used to, or an area that is used to the suffering. If he went through the same thing when he was a kid, by lying on the floor to write, by lying on his stomach to write, that's why they're not doing anything. And he experienced that in 1994. He said so. Hey God.
And he said that the population of the community should be about 2,000. The children at school-going age should be about 400, but in the Salbelgu school can take about 200. That is what is there now. So it tells you that 200 of the future leaders there are home.
Are home.
Yes,
sorry.
200 of the future leaders are home. So the question is, are you prioritizing education in this country or not? Elsewhere, I
think we're prioritizing it in some places.
Yeah, in some places.
Some places are not benefiting from it. I mean, kudos to the teachers that still go to school to teach. Big one. Kudos. Yeah. Because for me, I don't think I could have done it. I would have chickened out. I would have cried a lot. Do you understand? It's just too much. Or maybe I'll carry the children home.
And teach them home.
And teach them home. So they can all sit on my bed or something. Do you understand?
Why you do homeschool for them?
Yes, because I cannot watch them actually learn from the floor. Last time we talked about some illnesses here. You know, we had a conversation with
the non-recognized
diseases. You understand? And they even talk about scabies, all these things. So these kids are sitting on the floor. They have to lie on the floor. They have to still wear that dirty uniform if they don't have the strength to wash it.
And go to school the next day.
And go to school the next day. And we're talking about an area that is hot. So that means the heat is piercing through that zinc to the same floor.
And they're sitting on the floor.
And they're sitting on the floor. Come on.
And on top of that, it's combined class.
And then we're talking about the creche. The creche do not even have a mat.
Yeah. Actually, when we spoke to Shawana behind
the scenes,
she said that the creche, she didn't get the chance to film these things because, you know, for obvious reasons, the school authorities wouldn't allow you to film these things. But I think that if you are an institution, as part of your social responsibilities, there's a corporate social responsibility, you would want to give some of these schools attention. We are doing this for one particular reason. We are telling the stories and we are empowering the change that is needed. At the end of the day, is the change we want. We wouldn't want it to be like what Abdul just said. In 1994, I had to go through this. So if you had to go through this in 1994, that was some 35 years ago, or 33 or 34 years ago. Abdul had to go through this. And someone again is going through this now. That in 2026, you're having children on the floor. And this is just to paint a picture of what is happening elsewhere. This is not just at the Salbelgu area. If some sort of audit could be done or some sort of check could be done, there are schools within Gan West, that is Amasaman area. There are schools within Gan North. There are schools within the Ablekuma South constituency. There are schools within other regions in the country, Eastern, Western. You go everywhere, you see schools that are bearing the brand. But if something can be done by corporate institutions, I'm sure in this particular district or this particular region, there are companies that are running, making profit and all of that. You could help, at least if you get about 100 desks for these children, why not? It will go a long way to help them.
100 and also desks, 100 chairs, 100 mats, because
for the children.
Yeah, for the children.
And even these desks, if they are brought, there should be a way for it to be maintained well, because the maintenance culture is also very important, so that we will go a very long way to change the cognitive or the mindset of these children. Because if I'm growing up and this is what I'm going through, and I come down to a community or like an urban area, I see the urban area to be like abroad.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, hey,
Exactly.
so it's different from what is happening in the rural area. So a child at the age of say 5 or 6 in a school in the city is actually seated in an air-conditioned class and learning. You understand? Anyway, we have the assembly member for Sabegu Tolon electoral area, that is Seidu, who is joining us. Seidu, good morning. Good morning, Seidu.
Yeah, good morning.
I trust you are doing well.
Yeah, I'm fine.
As the assembly member for the electoral area, what has been the move you have done to ensure that at least the pupils of Salbogo DA Primary School get the best?
In fact, I have done a lot to improve the lives of the students in Sabyago DA Primary School. Because when I visited the school, I realized that they have a lot of challenges, ranging from lack of furniture, inadequate classrooms, inadequate teachers. Then from there, I took the matter up. I organized some community leaders, myself and them. We went to the Ghana Education Office, GES office in Tolong. We met the district director. Then we put forward to him some of the challenges facing the school. And then he promised to fix those issues. Then we went back home for several months. We did not hear anything, so I organized them again. Then we went back to him. And when we got to him, it was the same response. Then on the floor of the assembly, I raised this matter on the floor severally. And then authorities give me promises upon promises, but nothing has been able to come out from those promises. I met the district chief executive on this matter, and then he also promised that something good will be done about it. Because I told them this issue we are talking about is affecting teaching and learning. If you come to Sabyago DA Primary School, as we speak, the Primary 1 and that of Primary 2, they have been combined. They are in one classroom. Then Primary 3 and 4, they have also been combined, and that of Primary 5 and 6. So when you come there, their classes are very, very congested. No space for them. And then the worst of it all, no furniture for them. They sit on the floor, they lie on their stomachs to write. And even if you enter their classrooms and you see the dusty nature of their classrooms, in fact, it's very, very bad. I must say, I am a product of that school because we started that school. I am a pioneer of the school. We started in 1997. That was the very first year my father sent me to that particular school, and that was the established year. Ever since the school was established, we haven't seen any major maintenance of the school. Even if you come to the school, the doors, the windows, they are not in good shape. And then we have made several appeals to authorities to come to our aid, but none has been materialized as we speak.
Seidu, the parents of these children, what kind of work do they do?
I think Sabyago is a farming community. Almost every single member in that community is a farmer. That is basically what they do. And some of the women are traders. So if you are not a farmer, you are a trader. Or either you are a farmer at the same time a trader. That is what they do.
Because I'm seeing a message personally that is saying that why won't the parents contribute and get the situation resolved? But from what you've said, it's beyond these parents and they can't support financially, I guess.
Yeah, sure. They can. It's beyond. It's when you come to Sabiago, in fact, you realize that we are living in the object poverty, farming. And the kind of farming we are doing is not a commercial-based farming, just farming from hand to mouth. That is what we are doing. So to rally the people behind to contribute to do this kind of thing, in fact, it will not work. It's going to be very, very difficult.
Another issue too is that are the teachers refusing posting as a result of this situation?
Yes. Because the other time I interacted with the teachers, they even requested that I should push hard from the assembly so that they put up a teachers' quarters or bungalows for them. That is one of the reasons why most teachers, when they are posted to the school, they don't want to stay. And I can testify that about a month ago, one teacher was posted to come to the school and teach. She came, and then because of the lack of accommodation for her, she was like, she will come today, tomorrow she will not come. Then when you try to find out, the lady will tell you that she's going around looking for accommodation to rent in Tolon town, not Sabiago town. So that has been a challenge. And already we don't have enough teachers. The last time I went to the district director with my opinion leaders, it was part of the reasons, because students will come to school upon all these challenges, no teacher for them. They will come and lie their stomachs, do whatever, play, and then go back. And even those days when we were there, it was the same thing. Then we make appeals, nothing good is coming out of it. Seriously, it's one of that.
Okay, Saidu, any final words from you before you take leave of us?
I think my final words will be that I would like to use a platform to appeal to authorities, benevolent organizations, governments, NGOs to come to our aid in order to fix this problem for us so that they can help better the future of these children.
Very important.
Community.
Amadou Saidu, thank you so much for your time. He's the assembly member for the Salbogu electoral area, and he has spoken extensively about the situation there. And he also mentioned that he's an old student of the school, and this is how the school has been from 1997. Hasn't received any renovation after it was set up or established in 1997. That is some 29 years ago. But the big question is, what are the authorities doing? Well, maybe they'll have to now shift their attention to the school now that we've given it some attention here on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. Chris is still speechless. She can't just think far, as someone would say. Seeing your ward in this situation and comes home dirty. I should have asked Amadou this question, how these children are learning, as in, are they really making their grades in this condition? I don't think so.
I don't think so. And you know what actually makes me sad is that this has become a culture. This has become ingrained in them since it was happening a long time ago, and nothing was done about it till now. So that means you are used. You are used to this situation.
Chris, hold on to this video. There was a video I guess that just went by. You can see, is it bowl? Yeah, bowls under the chairs. That means these children...
They probably eat there too.
In the class.
Yeah.
In the class.
And why won't animals come there? Because the animals will think that, okay, there's food.
And they'll stay there till the next day. Well, Chris, I think we have to go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you more. You may visit another community close to you. But that's the issue with the Salbogu community, the Salbogu DA Primary School within the Tolon district. Please, we are begging, if you have that will, you can do it. Please support the school. You can contact correspondent, in another regional correspondent. You can contact whoever you would want to contact and get in touch of the school and get things done. And also the member of parliament for the area, we are just urging you to lobby. Yeah, parliamentarians, you are supposed to lobby. So try and at least give these pupils the best you can, because yesterday we were the future leaders. Today we are the leaders. So we keep saying future leaders, future leaders. The future is not far from us. The future is just some few minutes or hours from today. Reason is we just had 1st of January, just yesterday.
Yeah.
Today is 17th of February.
Yeah.
So it tells you how time is running. So the future leaders that we are thinking that they are the future leaders and all that, it will happen tomorrow and the same story could be told. But of course, we can change the story. The more reason why we are telling the story here on Channel One TV, and we are empowering the change that is needed. We'll go for a quick break. We'll come back with more on Breakfast Daily on Channel One TV. Stay with us.
Go Ghana! This March, we don't just remember where we're from, we celebrate who we are. Our stories, our culture, our rhythm, our pride. And it all begins with an evening designed to set the tone for an unforgettable Heritage Month. Join us as we officially launch the Heritage Month 2026 in grand style, color, and culture. Date is Wednesday, 25th February 2026. The venue is the Channel One TV Gardens. The time is 5:30 p.m. prompt. It will be an evening of culture, conversation, music, fashion, and storytelling as we unveil the exciting lineup of events and programs specially curated for you this March. From powerful cultural experiences to engaging community moments to celebrations that connect generations. The Heritage Month 2026 promises something for everyone. This is more than a lunch. It's a gathering of cultural lovers, a meeting of tradition and modern expression, a night that sets the heartbeat for the month ahead. The Heritage Month Launch 2026. We will see you there. This event is strictly by invitation.
Hundreds of entries have poured in from communities all across the country, and the energy is off the charts. The quest to uncover the most deserving stories has kicked into high gear. Stay tuned for the thrilling reveal and the grand celebration of our esteemed 10 Channel One TV community legends. Only on Channel One TV.
Full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umaru Sanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
Yes, I am Umaru Sanda Amadou. This is Face to Face, and you're welcome.
I say very often on the floor of Parliament that when we were in government, we got some things right, we got some things wrong.
Are you still planning to go to Parliament, or you want to look at National Party office position?
No, I'll be going back to Parliament. There's an unfinished business which I need to do.
Sports has 3 legs: development, management, and promotion.
Disintegration is extreme. We do not wish that even on your worst enemy.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel One TV.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's still Breakfast Daily right here, and we're still in our communities. Right now, we are going to Danya Siman Roman Catholic Senior High School in Bekwai. Earlier on, we saw kids, grappling on the floor just to get some education. But right now, it's the turn of the high schools. And these kids have actually been forced to learn under dilapidated structures due to the educational infrastructure in this school. We actually have a report by Taufik Mohammed, our Ashanti regional correspondent. And let us check out this report. And when we come back, we'll get to talk to him and others and see the way forward.
Established in 1992 by the Denyaseman community and the Catholic Church, is currently struggling with infrastructure. Absorbed by government in 2010 as a public senior high school, the facility can boast of nothing like other schools. Since its absorption into public school, the only story building in the school was built by the then District Chief Executive for Bekwai, Mary Jantua, but the school is yet to receive other infrastructure to boost academic activities. Some students say they feel uncomfortable learning due to the current state of the school, while others say the lack of a science lab is affecting science education in the school. The students are, however, calling on the government for urgent assistance, stating that the situation is affecting academic activities in the school.
As students, we feel unsafe and worried because our school has no walls to protect us. Animals and sometimes people enter the school compound freely, disturbing the lessons and damaging the environment. Some of our classrooms are also insecure, making learning difficult and uncomfortable. We truly want to study in a safe and peaceful place.
We are facing a lot of difficulties in our studies because the school does not have enough learning equipment, especially science apparatus. In many cases, we are only taught the theory aspects without any practical experiments, which makes it very hard for us to fully comprehend with what we've been learning so far. This situation is affecting our interest and performance in science subjects, and we feel disadvantaged compared to students in others.
Saturday evening, rainstorm caused serious damage to our school building. One of the buildings has been collapsed during the rainstorms, which has caused many serious problems in our school. Now, some of the classrooms are being carried out under trees and some are packed at the dining hall, which makes learning very difficult for us.
The head of the IT department of the school highlighted that the school lacks a fence wall which threatens students' lives during academic studies. He added that the only school structure which was built by the teachers has collapsed due to the heavy downpour on Saturday.
Very heartbreaking to witness the difficult conditions under which teaching and learning takes place in Denyaseman Catholic Senior High School. The school faces serious infrastructure challenges, which forces some of the classes to be pushed under the trees for lessons. Currently, we have classes that are overcrowded and some classrooms are in poor conditions. The recent rainstorm worsened the situation by damaging part of our structure, which has forced us to move some of the students under the trees for lessons.
And there you have it. That's the report. But luckily for us, we have our Ashanti regional correspondent who brought us this story on the line, and he can break it down to us. Hi, Taufik.
Hello.
How are you? You're welcome to the show.
Please, I'm well. And you?
I'm fine, thank you. Taufik, let's get straight into this story that you just shared with us. Can you paint a picture for us? What exactly did you witness at the school?
Denyaseman is a community located under the Bekwai municipality, and it's one of the 7 secondary schools in the Bekwai municipality. But currently, the school is faced with a lot of infrastructure deficit. The school has no fence wall as I'm speaking, and furniture too is another challenge for the school. And one interesting thing about the whole thing is that the little money that the teachers in the school have gathered to put up a structure also collapsed just recently. And aside that, the only, story building in the school was constructed way back in 2010 by the then former DC for the area, Mary Jantua, and I find that they lack a lot of classrooms, and then ICT lab, science lab. So if you ask me, the Nyasaman Roman Catholic Senior High School currently is faced with a lot of challenges, and they need agent assistance because per my engagement with some of the teachers and then some of the students, what they say is that currently whenever they have classes, sometimes you see animals roaming on the campus, sometimes to some of the boys in town or some residents around also come into the campus anytime that they want. So currently they are appealing that government should come in to support them, and even other philanthropists can also come to help them. So if I want to pick the picture of the school for you, this is how the situation is in the Nyasaman Senior High, Roman Catholic Senior High School in Bekwai.
Right. So have there been any previous attempts to fix the structures?
Come again.
Have there been any previous attempts to ever fix the structures?
Yeah. If you look at the situation, as I said earlier, we attempted to speak with to the MC for the area, but I called him more than 10 times. He didn't even answer my call. So what some of the teachers were saying is the MC currently, is not even interested in, coming in because recently they engaged a media house in Kumasi for them to have an interview, but the MC came in and its engagement with the media house, the interview didn't come on. So looking at it, it's a situation that needs, agent attention.
Right. So how long has this school been in existence for?
Yeah. The school was established in 1992 as a private school, as a mission school, or how will I even put it, as a private school. So in 2010, government absorbed the school.
Right.
Yes. So in 2010, government absorbed the school. So since then, the school has not seen any major, infrastructure.
Okay. So would you say this is because of a growing number of students?
Yes, we can attribute it to that. But looking at the student population in the school, the student population is not that much. And per my engagement with other staffs too, what they were saying is that sometimes when the student comes and they see, when the students come and they see this, the situation and they go, they don't come again. Yes, because I can't take my child to a school that lacks infrastructure.
Right.
Yes. Sometimes when they come and they go on vacation, most of the students don't even return.
Right. Is it a day school or a boarding school?
It's a boarding school, and they even lack, dormitories as well.
Wow, they lack dormitories. So how do they manage?
Yeah, sometimes for the girls' dormitory, which I know, sometimes they try to, because of the number, sometimes they try to manage, and some of them even sleep on the floor, and even the boys' dormitory too, the same thing.
What about the parents? What are they saying about this? How do they feel about this situation?
The parents are doing their best, but they are doing their part. But the government has to also come in to support the parents, because PTA is saying that they are putting up funds to, help. But looking at the situation, it goes beyond them, because the little that they have, even if they do, they will still need government to also come in.
Okay, so you earlier spoke about one of the buildings that collapsed. What exactly happened to that building that collapsed? Was it because of a rainstorm, or it just fell on its own? What exactly happened?
Yeah, just recently there was a rain, heavy rain for Bekwai that resulted to the collapse of the building.
Wow.
Mm.
That's actually very interesting. Any other immediate risks that they face?
Yeah, you see, aside the school having that infrastructure deficit, the road to even the school is also in a bad state, because if the route to where the school is on the Anyang Kwanta, it's on the Anyang Kwanta to Mansong Kwanta stretch, and that area, the road is very rough. That needs urgent attention, because some of the teachers who come on campus normally say that sometimes they even delay for coming because of the nature of the road, which also affects their productivity. Because sometimes the teacher has to report in school, let's say by 8 a.m. and the teacher will come to school around 9. It's a challenge for them, so they are also calling on relevant stakeholders to also come in to also support them with the road infrastructure leading to the school.
All right, so that means we're not just talking about the school building, but this time the road that also leads to the school, because it affects these teachers. And also you talked about not having adequate learning materials, or not having complete learning materials. As we saw in the report, the lady was talking about, you know, the lab materials and all that. But what are their grades like?
Like the lady said in the video, when I visited the school, I visited their science lab, their chemistry lab. In fact, they don't have any apparatus for students to even learn. So they normally rely on the theory aspect. And we know that science is practical. Science is practical. But here the kids, they don't have the practical, apparatus for them to use to learn. So it's also another situation, it's also another challenge that the school is dealing with. So what their head of science told me is that sometimes when he comes, he feels bored because of the nature of the science lab. So sometimes when they come, they will just read the books and then they will go back to classroom because of the lack of science apparatus.
Right, right. Thank you so much, Tawfiq. It was really nice talking to you. Ladies and gentlemen, Tawfiq Mohammed, who is our Ashanti regional correspondent right here on Channel 1 TV. And he has just explained the situation at Danyasiman Catholic SHS, where the students are actually studying under a dilapidated structure. And clearly, this is not the only problem that these children are facing. They are facing other problems like the lack of, learning materials. And it's so sad to see children of this age learning on the trees in 2026. 2026. And there are people who are still studying on the trees. At the first report that we actually saw, it was children. It was children in basic schools. They even talked about the kids in creche lying on their stomachs. And all the way in Ashanti region now, it's children in high school that are studying on the trees. There has to be something done about this if we are truly serious about the education in this country. And with this report, it just shows that everything is connected at the end of the day. If the teachers are going to be learning, they also need to be going through roads that lead them quickly and safely to the schools. But anyway, we actually have the senior house master of Danyasiman Catholic SHS, Mr. Osei Danso, on the line. Let's get to talk to him, and he can also share what his thoughts are on this issue. Hi, Mr. Danso.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
I'm fine, thank you. You are welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get straight into it. I'm sure you've already watched the report and you also actually experienced this firsthand. How would you describe the current state of the infrastructure of the school?
All right, so thank you very much for this opportunity, and good morning to your cherished listeners. First of all, let me make the point that I do not speak for the Ministry of Education.
Right.
Neither do I speak for the Ghana Education Service. But I am speaking to you as a concerned teacher of the school that the poor and deplorable conditions of the school affects, one, my professional competence, two, academic work, and number three, the general well-being of students in the school. Mind you, that these students are also people's children, and so they also need a dignified environment for academic work.
Right.
Now, since the school was absorbed by the government in 2010, there has not been any government intervention relative to infrastructure, apart from one boys' dormitory that was built in 2016. Apart from that, government has not intervened in any way as far as infrastructure is concerned in the school. Almost all the buildings that you see in the school are self-help projects that the school initiated. It will interest you to know that we have 8-unit classroom block in the school. This particular classroom block was started by teachers. In fact, teachers had to donate seed money to start the foundation of that building. And so the situation is very, very bad in the school. And I do not know, honestly, whether somebody has deliberately deleted the name of the school from the geographical map of the Ministry of Education or GES. Because since the absorption of the school, nothing has happened. As we speak, even though in spite of all the infrastructure deficits that we have, just last week, Saturday, there was a rain, and the wind that blew during the rain has raised down 3 classroom units block. And so as we speak, even though there are classroom deficits, now it has become worse. And so we have a major challenge in the school. 21st century Ghana, and we still have senior high school students studying under trees. As we speak, we have 4 classrooms under trees at the Nyasmai Catholic Senior High School. And so our situation is very, very, it makes everything uncomfortable.
Right.
Teaching and learning, everything in the school has become, I don't know how to even describe it. So we have a major challenge as far as infrastructure is concerned at the Nyasmai Catholic Senior High School.
Right. So what messages have been sent to the authorities, if you have actually tried to reach out to the authorities?
Of course. I cannot count the number of letters that we have written to those in government, corporate entities, individuals, and so on and so forth. But as we speak, we have not heard of anything.
All right. So how does this affect the students' morale and also their academic performance?
Well, teachers honestly are doing their part. The students are also doing their part. But like I said early on, the condition in the school makes teaching and learning very difficult for all of us. Now we have only one girls' dormitory and one boys' dormitory in the school. Originally, the boys' dormitory was supposed to accommodate only 200 students. But as we speak, we are now housing over 400 students in the boys' dormitory. So you can imagine the congestion and the inconveniences. The girls have worse conditions over there. And so you look at all of these, and then you juxtapose it with academic activity.
Right.
In fact,
Right.
it is a big problem in the school.
Right. Right. Now, let's talk about their learning conditions. Has there ever been any accident or any near-missed accidents?
The most fortunate aspect of all these is that we have not recorded any casualties as we speak. And that is what we pride ourselves with. Apart from that, nothing else.
Right, right. So before I let you go, what immediate interventions does the school urgently need now? If you have to prioritize them, can you share?
Of course. Obviously, it will be classroom block and dormitories, because these are major things that any senior high school needs, where the students will be housed and where they will sit and learn. So we are pleading with the government, we are pleading with all the stakeholders in education, individuals, corporate organizations, that we are facing, the Nyasmai Catholic Senior High School is facing a major challenge in terms of infrastructure. And so we are appealing to them that we need help. And so as with immediate effect, if nothing is done about the conditions in the school, I don't know what will happen tomorrow.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Osei. Thank you so much, Mr. Osei Danso, who's the senior housemaster of the Nyasiman Catholic SHS. And if you can hear from his voice, you can see that he is not really happy about it. And he also gave a disclaimer before he started speaking. He gave a disclaimer as someone who is interested in the future of the children and also interested in the condition that the children find themselves in. This is not just about the children at the end of the day. This also involves everyone in that building, involve the teachers, even him, and also this is about the future of the country. For a nation that prides itself in education, children should not be sitting on the trees in 2026. I don't think it's fair to anyone. And education is not just about the curriculums, the textbooks, but it's also about the conditions that they learn in. It's also about the mindset that they actually have when learning. Because when you put children under the trees and, you know, expect them to do well, I don't think it's fair to anyone. I don't think it's fair to anyone. If we really care about the education of the future or leaders of the future, then we really need to eradicate this issue of furniture, people studying under dilapidated structures and all that. But I hope, you know, help comes through, and I hope those in charge have watched this and will actually sit up and do something about it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying tuned with us for the for us getting into our communities. We saw 2 communities and we brought the news to you, or we brought the situation to you, and we hope that some change really occurs ASAP. Let's take a quick break, but we're going to be taking a music break actually, and when we are done with this, we come back with some interviews, because we are still going to be talking about the Heritage Caravan 2026. It's the 10th edition, so don't miss out. We'll be back.
Let me come to your place. Now your love out the way. Baby, no give me space. Let me come to your place. Oh baby, I love you. For your love I go cry, oh cry, oh. Okay, how are you tired? Okay, okay, for your love I no go tired. Now you make my heart get fire. Oh, your love me die. Okay, okay, study, fire burning. They wanna catch me, watch me burning. Anything that talk for you, I catch ya, naka, Only one way gonna love you, baby. You come and tell me, do me something, what a story. I catch ya, naka, Anything they want for talk, I know I hear it. I be there, never see love before. Enter, your love, enter water. Enter, kai, enter water. Enter inside, for your love, enter water. Enter, kai. Let me come to your place. Now your love right away. Baby, no give me space. Oh baby, I love you. For your love I go cry. Okay, how are you tired? Okay, ma, okay, for your love I no go tired. Now you make my heart get fire. For your love me tired. Okay, ma, okay, Si queso, on me body chareto, for you queso, oh ima. No use me play, oh, you must come to my place, oh, we must really do, oh ima. Today be today, oh, forget what them I say, oh, scatter the place, oh, but do ya not play me, oh ima. I take you holiday, oh, we go fly overseas, oh, live life my way, oh, but do ya not play me? Boy, I'll be your wifey. I can never be your side piece. Not the way you entice me. Come make her beside you. Come make her beside you. Boy, I'll be your wifey. I can never be your side piece. The way you entice me. Come make her beside you. Come make her beside you. Calm down. Me go there for you. Calm down. Make a day for you, calm down. Me go there for you, calm down. Make a day for you. jeje. Like what I do, I dey put them under pressure. Me a big gala be legend. Ooh. When me come in the scene, they put them under pressure. Everything you want to go wire. Everything will be your desire. Anyhow you like 'em, I like 'em. Now me be the one they inspire. What do you want do for corner? Where you know fit do for front? Me no fear no maga. Me no take no loss. Like what you see you do, cheche. Like what I do, I dey put them under pressure. Me a big gala be legend. Ooh, when me come in the scene, they put them back to the melody. Then they listen, then they feel the adrenaline. Me a be stubborn girl, they like a melanin. Drink too hard, I be heavenly, heavenly, heavenly. Ooh, I like the melody where you need it. It's sitting right deep in your system. So baby, call me where you need me. I be the bad girl where you missing. I be the bad girl where you need it. I be the bad girl where you missing. Ooh. Like what you see you do, cheche. Like what you see you do, cheche. Like what you see you do, cheche. Like what you say you do, cheche. Now me they put them under pressure. I say, now me they put them under pressure. I say, now me they put them under pressure. Ooh, now me they put them under pressure. Hold up, yeah. Hold up, ooh. Hold up, looking like the sky's falling. Hold up, looking like the sky's falling. Roll up, rebellious one. Hear me coming. Hear me coming. Hold up, looking like the sky's falling. Hold up, looking like the sky's falling. Roll up, rebellious one. Hear me coming. Hear me. Say me no like fighting. Make a maga try me. Figure 8 when me give them bad girl from the 90s. No, them man a lying. And them wanna try me. But me no care about them hate and them backbiting. Fine girl, she only wear expensive shit. Finest in the room, you know, that's mine. Where you see me, give me space, make her express my ish. No care about them, tell them, oh, hold up, looking like the sky's falling. Hold up, looking like the sky's falling. Roll up, rebellious one. Hear me coming, yeah. Hear me coming. Hold up, looking like the sky's falling. Hold up, looking like the sky's falling. Roll up, rebellious one. Hear me coming. Hear me. Give a bano it away. You say me you the return. No wanna leave her, you go feel her, now you leave her. Enemies, they not be taken with they see me, then go lay down, bow down. To the queen of the music, I'm them. Give her a bano it away. You say me you the return. Bad girl, no wanna leave her. You go feel her, now you leave her. Enemies, they not be taken with they see me, then go bow down. To the queen of the music, I'm them later. Hold up. Hold up, looking like the sky's falling. Hold up, looking like the sky's falling. Roll up, rebellious one. Hear me coming, yeah. Hear me coming, hold up, looking like the sky's falling. Hold up, looking like the sky's falling.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And that was a very beautiful one by Dove. And of course, we really loved her voice. And of course, she serenaded us throughout the break because we needed a breather. We needed a breather for this, conversation that we're going to get into. Look, guys, the Heritage Caravan, the 10th edition. If you're missing it, I'm really sorry for you because we've been talking about this and then some of you still missed it. But we've been bringing you, interviews concerning it, what to expect, what it's going to be like, and why the sponsors are actually jumping on board. And today we are going to be talking to another sponsor. And ladies and gentlemen, we have Irene Asiedu-Mensah, Corporate Affairs Officer at GOIL, because GOIL has always been with us when it comes to the Heritage Caravan, and they are back again. Hi, Irene.
Hi, Chris.
How are you?
I'm great, thank
Irene, you are not a visitor to this show. You've been on this show so many times talking about the same program, and you are back again at the 10th edition. How does it feel to be back again?
To start with, so let's just say it's 6 over 10. So GOIL is 6 years consecutively as sponsors on the Heritage Caravan. And so yes, congratulations to all of us.
Thank you.
We are back on the caravan because, we're talking about GOIL. GOIL is Ghana's #1 indigenous oil and gas marketing entity in Ghana, listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange market. What it means is that Ghanaians have taken us this far. Ghanaians have patronized our products to be able to be listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange. So we are on the caravan to share our heritage with Ghanaians, to let Ghanaians know that whatever they purchase from us, the funds are retained here in Ghana to support national development.
I like the way you explain
and part of it is to support the Heritage Caravan. Yes, we identify with it.
And you just said that you identify with it. How important is the Heritage Caravan to, say, Ghana? Like the way Ghana is also important to GOIL. How important do you think it is?
It's important because, you see, everybody has a story to share. GOIL has a story to share. Being in the industry for over 60 years, we have a beautiful story to share. And being on the caravan, it's all about storytelling on the caravan, moving from one destination to the other. When we get to, let's say, Bolgatanga, we have a story to share. GOIL has a story to share where you find one of our stations or some of our stations somewhere. And there's a beautiful story to every station you see. And so we sought to share the stories on the caravan. Right.
That's actually very interesting. The way you put it around the storytelling, I find it very, very interesting. Now, what were some of your experiences joining the caravan? Because I know you never miss it ever since you started.
Right. Because, aside from it being like a full-time job for me on the caravan, I take time to chill. It's very necessary. So the experience, you see, it's an experiential journey on the caravan. What do I mean by that? You get to immerse yourself in every activity. So, for example, when you get to a destination like, say, Kumasi, you get to enjoy their local food, you get to enjoy their culture, their heritage, and all that. So the experience is what I take away, and I take away with. And I'm sure every other caravanite takes away the experience. And this experience, you can't even talk less of it. The experience of meeting new people, the experience of getting to know the story behind something that we heard. You get to know the real story behind the story.
Right. Yeah. And how does it feel for you anytime you get to stop at the GOIL filling station? Oh my goodness! Because the last time you guys danced there, there was a lot of dancing, a lot of mini. It was like a mini party when the caravanites came out of the bus and started dancing at the GOIL filling station. Yes. So how does it feel for you? Because obviously you rep your entity and then stopping at your entity.
We exude good energy, #1. And so when we go into the caravan, this exusion of good energy rubs off everybody. And so when we get to any of our stations, that's when we explore. That's when we display that good energy. So you realize when we get there, the music is on, and we are just enjoying the vibe at the station, doing activations here and there. So drivers who come at that particular time where we arrive at the station, we get to give them some goodies like fuel coupons, dusters, and all that. Yeah, so we have activations at the stations and on the buses as well. The good energy we talk about is real.
Wow.
It's real, yes.
So drivers who actually meet you at that point get goodies?
They do. Aside from the caravanites enjoying goodies, see, we have a lot of goodies displayed right here on a beautiful table.
Yes.
These and so much more is what we bring on board to our caravanites and then to the drivers, customers at the stations.
Wow.
Whenever they encounter us
I didn't actually know this. I didn't actually know this. So if you're watching this and then you probably meet the
Look out for us.
caravanites, or you see the bus getting close to a Goil station that you might be heading towards, it's better for you to stop because you're going to go home with a goodie. It could be a fuel coupon, it could be anything. I actually didn't know this part.
Right.
I thought it was just dancing.
No, and the good news is that you see, lately for over 200 of our stations, we are offering discounts.
Okay.
Yes, so all around the country, we have over 440 stations. And so out of the 440, we have selected 200 of them that are giving special discounts at fuel purchase. Yes, so on the caravan, while we are on, listen, follow us on social media, okay? At Goil PLC, you spot your location, you spot the name of your community on the list. So you get to drive there to enjoy some special discounts on our fuels. Quality fuels at affordable prices. Yes, with good energy. Let me add that.
I like the good energy part. I like the good energy part. All right, so with your experience, which caravan year would you say you really enjoyed mostly?
Oh, Chris. Which caravan year? We are 6 years on the caravan.
Yes.
I've enjoyed all 5.
All 5. All 5.
And I'm yet to enjoy the best 10th anniversary.
The 10th anniversary.
10th anniversary for Goil PLC.
So what are you looking out for on the 10th anniversary? What are you looking out for?
This is a milestone celebration. And we've positioned ourselves as Ghana's #1 oil and gas marketing company. While we positioned ourselves, we want to tell Ghanaians that we are with a better brand.
Yeah.
Where we serve you value for money. Where we serve you quality fuels. And you know, beside fuels, we have expanded bitumen.
Okay.
Bitumen production, aviation fuels.
Oh, wow.
Yes, aviation fuels, of course, and our quality lubricants. Yes, and then Go Energy. Go Energy is into our oil and bulk oil distribution. Yes. And so you see, we don't just serve Ghanaians with quality fuels. We have extended our services into other energy industries. Right.
Okay. Thank you so much, Irene. This conversation was great. 14 regions, and all you have to do is look out for the caravanites, and especially if you're close to any Goil filling station, or while traveling, if they're traveling at that point, you can also just stop at a Goil filling station and get yourself some fuel. You never know, you might get to meet them and go home with some goodies. This has been a very interesting conversation. Now you want to make me follow you people, even though my name has not been added to the list. I might just follow you. And I'll just follow you and creep just to be part of that party. But thank you so much, Irene. Irene Asiedua, who is the corporate affairs officer at Goil PLC, and they are part of this year's caravan, the 10th edition. That's the Heritage Caravan, the 10th edition, and they have been with us for 6 years. So they are celebrating 6 years with us, and we are celebrating 10 years of the carnival. It's going to be exciting. Anyway, thank you so much for being part of the show. I want to remind you that Nanatu Fobuatu started up the show, and Philip was with me some minutes ago. And yeah, my name is Chris Carter. So see you tomorrow on the next episode of Breakfast Daily right here on Channel One TV. But keep watching Channel One TV and keep listening to City 97.3 FM.
I wanted is to be part of a real family. I thought you were kind.
Akule,